go quietly into the night. We will not vanish without a fight. We're going to live on.
Hello and welcome back to Monday Night Going in Raw. I'm your host, Tepu Akuian of the Place to Be Reviews right here at Space Mountain. Big Meech and Southwest T are still locked up. They got me watching the house for them. I'm taking care of all the candy laying around. But I am joined this evening by a very robust panel. Ladies and gents, to my right, my brother from another mother, the Groovinator from Raiders of the Lost Flicks.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's Adam from RaidersLostFlicks.com. Remember, if it's a bad movie, we want to know about it. And I'm happy to be here on the Place to Be Reviews with my brother from another mother. Thanks for having me, buddy.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. And making his return to the program after an absence. He's been here, but he hasn't been here. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Tony ToneDef.
I've been here very sporadically. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the world's wokest warrior, primitive-sided, toxic fanboy aligned with the like-minded. What's up, esteemed gentlemen on the panel tonight? Everybody out there in YouTube land, nice to be with you.
Thank you for joining us again. And below him, ladies and gentlemen, is Mr. Brie Larson himself, Big Rig Nik Uttam from World Class Bullshitters.
Y'all need to be quiet, man. Wifey's sleeping, all right? She doesn't like this shit, okay? So just keep it down. Keep it down.
God damn you, Brie. God damn you. God damn you. and last, but certainly not least, is the Iron Wolf himself, Geoff.
Hey, what's up, man? Glad to be back. Mr. Reviews, it's good to be on with you, sir. I'm on your Facebook channel, and we've had a couple of back and forths. Cordially, of course.
Absolutely,
Nick,
man.
Always good to see you. And
Yeah,
Tony,
man.
I think it's my first time on with you. And Mr. Uttam, thank you for having me back, as always. As you can see, I'm working and lurking. I have to complete a half-hour break before I get rolling, but I'll be with you all night.
That's all right. We're glad to have you. Glad to have you, sir. Thank you for joining us again. And before we really get going on the show here, and I've talked to the guys about this, I reached out to somebody. I'm a former professional wrestler. I was blessed enough to spend 10 years in the business, a couple of those active in the ring. The rest was managing, working spot matches, and promoting, things like that, ring announcing. But I am going to be joined along with a select panel. Myself, Mr. Nik Uttam will be joining us, and my former co-host from the Tuesday Night Wrestling show, the super terrific Happy Fun Time Wrestling show, Jared the Barbarian, will be joining me with Nick, and our special guest, which I am very pleased to announce, she will be here in about 2 to 3 weeks, Miss Jennifer Thomas. And if you're not familiar with Jennifer Thomas, allow me to introduce you.
Holding her in the air, and the big suplex. Beautiful advance there. Oh, switches over. Oh, nice. Looking wrestler standing 5'1" inches tall.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Jennifer will be joining us for a very special evening. I've been a fan of hers for a long time. She is former WWE developmental talent. She worked under the name of Karma. She runs the website SessionGirls.com. If you're not familiar with Session Girls, she does mixed wrestling, organizes events. She's also a legit, straight up brawler. She can wrestle. She can fight. She does lingerie fight championship. And those matches, they may dress in lingerie, but those fights are legit and they are seriously badasses. I'm going to have her on, and then a couple I'm looking forward to getting to talk to her, and hopefully we can work. And I'm going to post a link to her channel in the description on here, which is YouTube /Session Girls. You can check her out, and also I'll have links to her websites and her Twitter in there as well, so you can line up some questions to ask Miss Jennifer when she's here. But
yeah, does she have an OnlyFans? I mean, is it like I'm asking for a friend. I'm asking for a friend right now.
Not that I know of. And it's funny. I legit because she has all her stuff listed on her Insta and her Twitter, and because I followed her, I followed her on Twitter. I was like, I'm gonna have you on the show. I might as well give you a follow on Twitter, and Like I said, she's been doing this for a long time, and like she does like the mixed session wrestling stuff like that, and she's turned that into a business. But she's getting ready to do a live, another big live event in, I believe it's in Los Angeles, September 5th through the 7th, called Women on Fire. And that is there's a couple big female matches lined up, and they'll be doing like some mixed wrestling and stuff around the side. So if you're in the Los Angeles area, check that out. Tell her the Place to Be reviews sent you. I don't know if it'll get you a discount or whatever, but hey, tell her I sent you. Anyway, so we can so we've got that coming up, man, and that is something I'm very excited about, because it's always fun to get to talk wrestling for a little while. But we're gonna move on, and yeah, so I hate to do this right now, but it's like almost like a somber note. We lost Chadwick Boseman last week. You know, he was 43 years old.
43.
Yeah, he was
43.
3 years older than me, which is like really hits. But I mean, he had a very long battle with colon cancer. So I kind of just threw this together for just I got my Black Panther shirt on. That to me, that is like his like standout role, because in Black Panther is one of my favorite MCU movies, and I admit its flaws. It is a very flawed movie, but I thought his performance in that, and I was all excited to see 21 Bridges, and then Groove watching. He's like, yeah, don't watch 21 Bridges. And I felt bad.
If you want to see a better Chadwick Boseman movie, watch Get On Up, where he's playing James Brown.
42.
Nah, Adam, 42.
Oh, 42? Okay.
Yep, Jackie Robinson.
He was fantastic as Jackie Robinson. That's what I'll always remember him as.
Yeah, see, I haven't seen it. I watched some highlights of it today because I wanted to just take a look at some of the other roles he was in. And so yeah, here's just a little kind of, it's a short little video package for Mr. Boseman. So
maybe the night that my tears might let me know. All the stars are low. All the stars are low.
rest in peace, Chadwick Boseman. I mean, the guy was in phenomenal shape for Black Panther. That's the thing that really, now if you look at it, his struggle, I mean, what he was going through, for him to be in that kind of physical condition.
Yeah.
And everybody, I mean, we kind of knock the Marvel movies because it's all, it's a lot of this in front of a screen. But I mean, these guys bust their asses to get in shape, and, battling stage 3 cancer and doing that, posthumously, my hat is off to him. That, that just,
I went through this with Bowie too. He had cancer as well, and liver cancer actually, and nobody knew. He kept his secret, and he worked on an entire album. Mm-hmm. He wanted to get that. Last thing he wanted to do was get that album out there, and I didn't know about it until after he passed. And trying to think of, I know how hard it was making an album when I didn't have. I can't even imagine what he was.
Yeah.
You are committed to your art when you're willing to work through that much pain to get it completed.
Well, I said it on, I can't remember if it was Twitter or one of the Facebook groups, but no, it was Twitter, where I was like, you think about Chadwick Boseman going to hospitals with little kids with diseases, especially cancer, knowing he had colon cancer, but went there anyways to cheer up little kids. And it's like, dude, that's just, there's no other word but heroic.
Oh, dude, that like I said, I respected him before, but I mean, that's just been elevated now, seeing all this come to light, like you said, about his battle, and then still going and doing those hospital visits for kids. My God, like that is just beast mode. Like that is blocking out and being completely selfless.
And here was Pete, Nick, and I on my stream on Friday night, riffing an Andy Sedaris movie, and that's when we got the news. And we're like, wait, what?
Yeah, man.
Here we are trying to be silly and crack jokes, and then I have to feel guilty for the rest of the night because I'm like, I shouldn't be cracking jokes anymore because I didn't know. I was like deep in joke mode when it happened.
No. And I mean, it was one of those things where I think Candace sent over in the WCBS chat, and I had to, I know for a fact if he finds it, like if any of those guys put a link in the chat, we know it's true because we're not dumb. We know to research this stuff.
Yep.
So I know as soon as Kendo said he's dead, he put the article in there, and I was like, geez, man, it was a shock because I was like, You know, even though the headline was just like, had colon cancer for 4 or 5 years. I'm just like, God, we did 3 Avengers movies during that time, and it's just like that's ridiculous.
I've noticed that you guys with those bigger channels get a lot of misinformation sent your way too. So you have to you got to train yourself to comb through that.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead, Nick.
I was gonna say, yeah. I mean, he went to Twitter, and then once like Variety and other big, I guess kind of reputable things picked it up and started posting about it. Then it's like, yeah, okay, And then you saw his own Instagram and Twitter post that he had this picture, and then the long piece of dialogue there, the long statement. I was kind of like, oh, okay, this is not a joke. This is actually real. So, yeah, we knew, and it was sad because I mean, he was Black Panther and he did a good job, and and it was just crazy.
Well, I found out I was flipping YouTube channels on the way home. I used to use it for background while I'm driving my truck, so you have something to listen to, so it keeps you kind of alert. And I was flipping through, and I saw Young Rippa, Eric July, and he came out and said it. I was like, whoa, holy crap. I mean, he's the kind of guy that researches comic book news like that real hardcore. So if it's coming from him, I'm generally going to trust it.
Yep. I want to say too, I kind of feel like I owe Chadwick Boseman a bit of an apology, because when Infinity War was debuting, I remember it was posted in the World Class Bullshitter group. There was a picture of him looking not very happy at the red carpet premiere, and there was a bit of a tussle back and forth in the comments. And at that time, I was even, looking at it like, look, man, you're celebrity, you're at Marvel's biggest production of the year. The least you can do is show up and act professional. Knowing what he was going through, and I mean, I want to say I'm sorry, because you never know what someone's struggle is, and God, I just I completely miscalled that one, and that's just kind of been eating at me since, so my apologies to Chadwick Boseman. I mean, because back to what you guys were saying, what he was doing, staying in that kind of shape, working that schedule, it's not easy. And it's not easy shooting an action film. Just psychologically, it's very dry to be in front of a green screen all day. And
and have to act, have to go through the range of emotions that they have to go through for these movies. And it's like you said, it's in front of a green screen, so it's you really have to dig for that. And he did. The guy was a fucking warrior, man. And God bless him, and his family and their time of need right now. That's Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I think Screen Rant really fucked up, because they put out an article, I think hours after this all broke.
4 hours.
Wow, 4 hours. Jesus. Okay, I didn't know the exact time. 4 hours after it was announced that he had passed, that hey, who's gonna be Black Panther and being Black Panther 2? Who's gonna take up the mantle? It's like, give it a fucking week, please. At least give it a fucking week.
Let's put him in the ground first. For God's sake.
Let his family.
He's not even in the ground. You're talking about replacing him. It's like, oh my God.
Let his family mourn.
Decency?
Yeah, he's
Fatal J
Let
went
the
live.
world mourn.
Fatal J went live last night, and he put Screen Rant on blast. Like hard.
That was the YouTube.
Everybody did.
Yeah, there was like 56 people in the chat, and he just put him on blast. And there was another website saying the autopsy said he was poisoned. Like, come on.
What the fuck?
It's something about the internet that makes me upset. Is there's so much misinformation going all the time that it's so easy to manipulate people.
Yeah.
What killed me was Twitter today.
No accountability.
That whole fucking I think I shared the tweet with you guys, I think I shared it in the World Class group and maybe in my group too. And if you're not a member, go join the Place to Be Reviews group right now on Facebook.
Don't do it, it's a trap. Sorry.
It's a trap.
It's a trap.
It's a trap. The
Tourette syndrome.
But that goddamn man,
I'm fighting for my life.
But no, some artist on Twitter was complaining about white people not drawing Black Panther or Chadwick Boseman and letting black people draw him first and stop trying to gain clout off of that. I was like, I tried to respond to this person. I was literally just going, I wasn't even going to go hard in the paint. I was going to fucking try to have a dialogue with him, which they were obviously an SJW on Twitter, which is a big no-no. You don't engage, but they already blocked me. Like I went to respond, like you cannot respond. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, and I mean, they don't realize that Black Panther was originally drawn by I think two Jewish white dudes.
Yep. Stan,
and it's like
Jack Kirby.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like I understand what you're saying.
Yeah,
you're obviously very, very white. And you need to go back and go learn a fucking lesson or two, and then rethink your strategy, because what you're saying is kind of dumb.
Yeah, it's like white people don't need to draw Black Panther. Just let the black people draw him for now. You don't deserve. It's like, motherfucker, you have no idea who created this character, do you? You probably never seen a fucking comic, have you?
God, and that's some people who are like, oh, black cartoon characters need to be voiced by black people. I'm like, really? They're cartoon characters. Slow your goddamn roll. Okay, this is just like this is the same shit with Aunt Jemima. Like easy.
Yeah.
Here's one other one that I saw. It's like someone says, "Can we get a superhero that doesn't have black in its name?" And I'm like, "Do you not read a comic book?"
That was Kid Cudi who said that.
I commented on that fucking post. I'm like, "Have you never seen Blade?" I'm like, you fucking
Blade,
know who Blade is?
Never seen the
Steel Spawn.
Animated,
yep.
The John Stewart Green Lantern.
Green Lantern. That's what that was. My next one was like, do you know who John Stewart is? And I'm not talking about the Jew that was on the Daily Show. Okay.
He's a genius too, though.
I love John Stewart. Don't get me wrong. I do. I love John Stewart. He's a funny motherfucker, but I like John Stewart, the Green Lantern.
And the fact that and the thing is, John Stewart, just on the side, sticking up for all the firefighters and first responders for 9/11, and he went and testified in Congress. That man was a beast in there.
Yep.
Oh God, dude, I couldn't watch his speech. It made me tear up too much, and I was just like, good for him for doing it. And I mean, yeah, that's that in itself is he wouldn't stop even when he stopped the Daily Show. That's one thing he wouldn't stop doing is going to go to Congress and push for that. And that's that good for him, man, for doing that.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, sorry for that aside, but there's so many superheroes that don't have black in it who are black.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, we can run the gambit.
Can I say too? Oh, my bad, bro.
No, it's all right. Go ahead, man.
It doesn't matter who drew who. I mean, we all have our different experiences. We've never walked through each other's shoes, and you know what? If a superhero speaks to you, they speak to you, and it doesn't matter what color you are. And if you're going to mourn that actor who played the hero, I mean, everyone has a right to mourn is all I'm saying, and no one's walked through each other's shoes. So, I mean, if Black Panther speaks to some white boy in Iowa, that's a good thing, and if Superman speaks to some black kid in Jamaica, Queens, that's a good thing, and I don't know. I just don't know what all the division is over.
Yeah, Blade spoke to me in the 90s, man. I went out. I bought a leather jacket and shades the day after I watched that movie. That was the baddest ass shit I'd ever seen.
Yeah, man. Spawn too.
And I remember me and my friends, we were talking about how bad it was. At no point in a discussion did it ever come up like, "Oh my God, he's black! It's so cool because he's black." It wasn't a thing, Yeah,
no, exactly.
No, it was always just.
It was the aesthetic. It was the performance. It was just a cool character. It didn't matter.
Wesley Snipes was a badass.
Yeah, he brought more to that character than I gave him credit for, because I watched a lot of the behind the scenes and the Blu-ray extras and stuff like that, because I've been following that movie for a long time. He brings more to that character than a lot of people realize. He pretty much is Blade. Yeah.
God, he just couldn't pay his taxes, man.
Nope.
How stupid.
God damn it, Wesley.
I mean, if you were the government, wouldn't you want him out there making movies and paying you millions of dollars than incarcerating them in? I don't get it. So many good movies.
It's ridiculous, man. They just what the they I don't know what Angry Mango is, but that anyway, yeah. Fucking I just got but no, man. I can't.
What the fuck is happening right now?
I don't know.
Yes, every single thing I say offends them.
Who are you calling them?
God damn it. Well, I don't even know what the hell. I don't even know what day it is anymore. But no, man.
Yeah, I picked the wrong way to stop sniffing glue.
I'm telling you. Here's my amphetamines. Son of a bitch. So a couple of us to kind of break into a different topic. A couple of us went to the movies this weekend. I believe I went. Nick, you went to the movies, didn't you?
Yes, sir. I did.
You went to see Bill and Ted.
I did.
I went to see the New Mutants. What we're going to do right now, ladies and gentlemen, is we're going to dive into this weekend's box office, which it's kind of weird to have a box office again, isn't it? I mean,
Yeah.
seriously, I'm not used to this madness of having, box office numbers.
I fucking miss it. I'm glad there's a box office. People talking numbers, even though they're low. I'm just like, thank God there's a little bit of normalcy coming back to society, So I'm like, I'll fucking take it, even though it's like, a small amount of money. I'll fucking take it.
Yeah.
Yep. And
that's why people keep fighting each other so much, because they don't have movies to bitch about. We need movies to bitch about.
We'll see. All the energy from having fun and drinking and fucking has gone negative, and that's why everybody's at home, like on Twitter, being like, "Oh, what the fuck did you say to me?" That's the problem. It's all gone negative. I'm sure once we have, once we're allowed to go out and smoke and fucking drink and do things together again, everything will be okay.
Oh my God! Like I literally can't even right now.
fucking Twitter.
That guy's trying to take that phone call.
You're good.
No worries, man. No worries.
You're all good, man. So let's go to the weekend here, and we'll take a look now. What the fuck? Look at weekend dates, August 20th through the 30th. Look, the COVID-19 pandemic grossed $12 billion.
Wow, that movie be killing it at the box.
Yeah, that movie's been killing it for the last 8 months.
Hey, look, in second place was the COVID-19 pandemic with $6 million.
Oh jeez.
We had New Mutants. New Mutants was it made what 12? What did it say? 12 million. Top 10. I mean, it made $7-8 million this weekend. I mean, this is, oh man, what a wow. Where am I at? I don't even know where the fuck. What the hell's wrong with Box Office Mojo? Why is Bad Boys for Life?
It has the COVID. It has the COVIDs. Yeah.
I think it does. What the fuck is going on here? But
I'll tell you what, though, the movie industry, God, it's been train wreck since the coup.
Oh fuck. Yeah, I saw they showed when, like I said, we were at New Mutants last weekend. They showed the final trailer for Black Widow, and that's still coming out November 6th, which was initially the fucking spot for the Eternals. Which, does anybody really care about the Eternals?
Nope.
You know what I find amusing about all this is the fact that despite having a complete year off from movies, Hollywood has not learned a damn thing. In fact, they're out there saying that they're gonna, like, a whole bunch of them are gonna go on strike if Trump gets reelected, and I'm like, Godspeed, man.
Christ.
If you can afford to have another year without getting paid.
Well, I mean, it seems like because he got elected, they immediately changed their tune and started making these movies like Ghostbusters 2016 and Black Christmas and all the other bullshit. It's just like, you made these movies to fight him or whatever, and you fucking lost because nobody gives two shits.
Yeah.
So I don't understand this. I don't understand what we're trying to do.
Will anybody on this panel lose any sleep if any of these people take a year off or go on strike or whatever they're saying? That's what I thought.
No, man. No. And plus, they're not going to take the year after they keep saying, because I mean they haven't been working, they haven't been making any money since. They're just like
I was going to say their residuals aren't going to pay for their big flop houses that they're living in right now.
No,
man. They don't get paid by the movie.
Yeah, and even then, I mean, movies can't you can't do $100 million movie anymore. I don't think, anyways.
I think those days are going to come to an end real soon here.
Yeah, I mean, you'll see studios attempt that shit, but no, you're gonna have to go like the Joker route, where you're like making something that's of pure substance, and
in fact,
that is.
Nick, I would be okay if they just did like one or two of those a year, and then everything else like let's bring back the mid-tier movies, the smaller budgets. People that work within the confines of a budget usually make better movies.
So, yeah. Well, I mean, that's true.
Hey, here's an example of that. Look at Star Trek: The Motion Picture versus Star Trek 2 and the budgets.
Oh,
Star Trek: The Motion Picture had like a gigantic budget for the time.
Yep.
And Star Trek 2: The Wrath of Khan got a fraction of the budget, but did way better.
That movie
because they
saved
worked
that
with-
franchise. Yeah, that movie saved that franchise. Not only is it the best movie in the whole lot of them, but it literally saved that franchise because I read about that too. That was their last straw. Like it's like you get this
that
much,
was like their last
and
shot.
if this
Like
one
Nimoy
fails,
was on his Nimoy didn't want to do it, but then he did the movie and it was like, oh my god, it was like night and day better from the original movie.
they're like, you got this much money, and if you don't do it this time, you're done. So boom, they had to work within the confines of a budget, and they made it work.
And this time this time they actually contracted Industrial Light and Magic, and they gave that good of effects on the budget that the movie producers asked for.
Yep.
Exactly on budget and on time.
Yep.
And even to this day, the special effects look spectacular.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I love that movie.
I mean, that movie just goes to show that you can do some spectacular stuff on a very low budget and still make a damn good movie. It's just more filmmakers just think, oh, if I just throw more money at the problem, it's going to make it all flashier and better. Just look at the J.J. Abrams movies.
What? How much can he possibly spend on lens flares?
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Mystery box.
Mystery box.
Can
you imagine putting lens flares in After Effects or like putting in lens flares?
Dude, you can buy you can buy $100 lens flare pack from like what is it, Copilot Video or whatever it is, videocopilot.com for like $100, and you use it in After Effects and put it all over your shit, and you're fine. Like you can put it everywhere. It's fucking ridiculous.
I have lens flare effects in my editing program. I was like, I'm gonna go J.J. Abrams on one of my videos and just have like lens flares everywhere for no fucking. I'll just be talking about like Jurassic World and have like 900 lens flares. I don't care.
If you really want to be stupid, do lens flares and then do a bunch of Dutch angles too. Just turn the camera like to the right, like crank it hard right.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
the funny part is that Dutch angles applied in the right setting are great, but when you just sit there and overuse them in Dutch angle, everything is like, oh my god, can you just keep the camera steady, please?
Well, usually Dutch angles, they'll do it one of two ways. Either it'll all of a sudden happen in a scene, or it'll gradually happen as the camera turns to denote like something's wrong, something's amiss. That's usually what it's supposed to denote. But going to the thing of like restrictive budgets, look at the first Star Wars. He shopped it around, nobody wanted it, and they gave him a certain budget for the first one. We got Star Wars, the greatest sci-fi outer space opera of our time. Look at Halloween 1978, $300,000, fake leaves, filming in the middle of July in LA, made one of the most atmospheric and best horror movies to this day. And I mean, I think it's just because you have. I think it's because you give them like 90, 85%, 85 to 90% of their budget, and then you give them a restriction on the amount of days they shoot. And if you do that, what happens with the filmmakers, and I've done this as well with my friends, like we have to get creative.
Yep.
You have to be very like, okay, we have this person for this amount of time, we have this much time to do it in. How do we shoot everything we need? Principal stuff, anyways, not the stuff, not the shots we want, the stuff that's actually gonna perpetuate the story and keep going. It's a fun process. I enjoyed doing it myself, but it's one of those things where it's like you really understand, what's needed, what will show up on screen, what will edit well, and things like that. And I think Hollywood needs to do that a little bit more and stop giving $100 million budgets to people who've made like 2 short films and won the Sundance Award twice. Like they need to quit doing that.
And they need to stop touting the Sundance Awards.
That's just like Bull Durham, for example. Like what you're talking about, they have to shoot in a certain time. Not only were they not on the new field that the Durham Bulls use, they were on the old field, and they were shooting in August. And they had the problem of if they did night games, you could see everybody's breath because it starts getting really cold in Durham, North Carolina. I used to live there for 5 years. So a lot of times if they had a night game, people would have to literally be chomping on ice just to keep their breath from showing up. And it's just stuff like that where it's like you have a certain amount of budget, but you also have a certain time frame that you're allowed to shoot a movie in. And it's supposed to represent summer. I mean, you go behind the scenes and they're like, oh yeah, we had like paint the grass screens that kept turning brown on us.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I mean, yeah, and I mean, I think if especially a movie that I watched recently called Cosmos that came out this year by two two British kids in the UK made it over a period of 5 years. It is probably and they used one camera. They shot it over like 4 months, and they edited it and put everything into it over 5 years. And I mean, it is a very clean movie. It's a very fun movie. It's a very good movie. I highly recommend it. It's everywhere. It's on Tubi. It's on Amazon Prime and everything. But they shot the movie, did everything for $600, and now they're everywhere. They're all over the internet. You can find the movie anywhere. And I mean, they made the movie as a love letter to their dad, who had died during production or during the time they were making it. And I mean, the way they shot everything, the way they did everything was extremely DIY and very nuts and bolts. And I mean, it's a wonderful movie, and I highly recommend it. I mean, it's it's a Hollywood level looking movie for something that these kids did in their in a garage. It's amazing.
That's excellent.
See, that's pretty cool that you can do stuff like that.
Yeah.
Thank God for technology.
Yep.
I was watching a Triangulum Studios the other day, and it was a Reading Rainbow way back in the late 80s of how an editing crew put together an episode of Star Trek The Next Generation, and you just see the old school stuff that they had to do, and it's like, holy crap!
Yeah.
That's the one I grew up watching, the Star Trek The Next Generation.
Yeah, especially back then, because you had film to worry about, and that's a whole different ball of wax, man.
I think I remember that episode because we used to watch Reading Rainbow and off first grade, so maybe 1988, 1989 or something. But I remember because it was Geordie who was, on both. LeVar Burton on both shows. So, and that's when I figured I was a little kid at the time, and he put on his little visors, and I was like, it blew my mind as a, little kid. But I remember that episode.
I said take my.
Anyways, now that we've gone way the hell off the rails because of me, let's get back on track.
All right, man. It's all good. It's all good. No, we were talking a little bit about the box office, which it's all right because there's not much to talk about. So, New Mutants came in number one, $7 million. Two was
pretty freaking sad,
dude. $7 million, number one. Yeah. We'll talk about the movie in a minute. Unhinged with Russell Crowe came in at second with 2.6 million. Bill and Ted Face the Music, $1.1 million. That's shocking to me. I
think a lot of people, because it's on Amazon also at the same time, they just stayed home and just watched it. My wife, she's already planning to buy all three on Amazon Prime and just have them because she wants to rewatch the first and the second because she hasn't watched them in over a decade. And I can pretty much say the same. It's I haven't watched Bill and Ted in ages.
I haven't.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna wait for that crazy box set coming out for sure. That it's gonna happen probably next year, but I'll wait for it.
Yeah, then you got.
But most reviews that I've heard talk about Bill and Ted Face the Music, they said it was absolutely great. A lot of the fears were the daughters are gonna upstage the dads, and that didn't happen. And a lot of people said, it was actually a really good movie. It was a really good successor to the first and second movie.
See, I've seen some comments where it was in a couple of the groups that we're all in. People were kind of complaining about the daughters, and I haven't seen the movie, so I want, without spoiling much, Nick, what is it? Can you basically just say, is it woke or not?
It's I mean, okay, it's one of those things where I could point out at least 5 things that you can say are woke, 100% that are woke. But it's one of those things where you have to kind of let go, and watch the movie for what it is. And I mean, those moments, and in the end, those moments don't really matter because I mean, the first two musicians they pick are black, and you're like, oh, this is woke, and you're like, not really, because they're really fucking good. The ones that go back and get are just you're like, well, of course I can get these guys because I mean, why the fuck not? But it isn't, and I mean the daughters are funny because they're just like their dads, and the whole thing with they immediately the first few lines of the movie are immediately them explaining that they're daughters and not boys. And why they're named what they are. It explains it perfectly in dialogue. I'm like, okay, I'll fucking let it go. It's fine. Because that was my biggest worry as well. I don't want it to be woke. And I was like, all right, they explained it away in dialogue and it makes sense. Fuck it, it's fine. Seeing Keanu Reeves and Alex Winter act like themselves again is fucking hilarious because they're 50 and they're doing this. And I was just like, oh man, this is so good. Because they're just like they should be. Even what is it? Sorry, Ted's dad is there, and he's still a fucking cop, even though he's 80 years old and shit. It's great. It's wonderful. I mean, they have a nice callback to Rufus, which I was like, at least give me a callback, at least give me something. So they gave you a callback. It's good. It's fun. Like there's so much funny shit that happens in there, and so many good things as well. And it's just kind of like, I think it's the movie that 2020 needs, because it's about, finding the song and uniting the universe. And I mean, they do it. They use what they have and everything that it's at their disposal to be like, hey man, things are in turmoil. The whole universe and timelines are in turmoil. We need to kind of just buckle down and get this done and do this and just harmonize everything. And I mean, it's just kind of like, wow, this is what we need right now. The only thing I didn't like is like there's a killer robot in there that's kind of annoying, but that's the only part. I mean, like he's barely in it for very, very few minutes, but I mean, he's the most annoying part, and even then that's not very much. You get to see Death, and apparently Death has a really crazy ass house in hell. I guess the money transfer from the real world to hell is awesome. So he had like a nice little fucking like rocker pad going on there. It was really cool. But it was nice to see Adam Sandler be Death again, which I'm always happy with.
Yeah.
But overall, I mean, it was a good movie, and I can bitch about it, I can nitpick and things like that, but I'm not going to. Like, I really don't want to. I don't see the point in it. I mean, if you're looking for wokeness, you are going to find it. You will find it 100%. But I chose not to and to ignore it, and I had a good time. And I think that's what's important.
Excellent. Because like I said, I'm gonna watch that one. I'll check that one out. I tried to get the wife to watch it the other night after because we came home from the theaters like after seeing New Mutants. I was like, "Oh, do you want to go to the bar?" No. So it was like we looked through the list, and I was like, "Well, she didn't want to watch Bill. She's not a Bill and Ted fan. She doesn't like it." So I'm like, "Oh, fuck it." So we sat down. We watched Lost, but I'm gonna probably watch it Friday night after Adam's show. I'm gonna watch it because I'm going Saturday. I'm gonna go kayaking.
Remember, Friday night's an extended show though.
Yeah, but I'm not drinking, so I'll be all right. I'll have a couple. Who the fuck am I kidding? Who the fuck am I kidding? I'll be sitting here with a big ass bottle of Cabernet, just getting shit faced for Alex's birthday celebration. But no, I do want to check it out though. I still do. I saw New Mutants. There was only like, I don't know, probably 10 people in the theater, which it's normies. I don't really think it's like a normie type movie. Honestly, it's more of a niche. And especially there's not that many people who are aware of the comics. I was bummed because the New Mutants comic didn't come out, because I was looking forward to doing a live read through and talking about Grandpa's fucking internet gas and B negative and Dora the Explorer got stung by a bee and turned into Pathfinder.
10 people in theaters, not too bad, because here it is in Florida, in Tampa, like pre-COVID, most new releases, with the exception of Bad Boys for Life, you usually see about a dozen people in a new release.
Yeah, and like I said, there was
like first day release.
I had to sit there and basically explain, before the movie started, the whole premise to my wife and everything, because she's, she's her dad's a huge X-Men comics fan. But she's never really, she's seen the X-Men movies, but the New Mutants, it's a niche. It is. It's a niche group. And if you're not like into the comics, and you're really not going to know who these characters are. I thought the movie was good. I really did. I sat back and I was like, I'm going to be as diplomatic about this as I can, because, I read Mendelssohn's review, and I'm like, I thought it was good. I thought it was well done. I thought the actors were well cast. I wasn't sure about Maisie Williams at first. And the thing with, what's her name? Danny Moonstar. I can't think of the young lady's name that played her, but their whole lesbian thing wasn't forced. It was very organic. Tony and I discussed this. They had chemistry, I don't want to give away too many spoilers here, but in case anybody wants to see it, but I mean, it's not a bad movie. Truly. The effects were well done.
Can you highlight Manliness and Motivation's last comment, please?
This right here.
Yeah.
I I think Charlie Chaplin was the lead in it. When it
Yeah, I
first
think
started.
originally they're going to have Charlie Chaplin in it. It does feel like it, though. It feels like the movie's been in development for so long, it's become an urban myth.
Oh god, dude. Yeah. I remember. I have what's it, Regal? I have the Regal app, and I'm part of their their membership group or whatever. And I remember one day it popped up in their store. You could buy the New Mutants poster. I'm like, I'm gonna fucking buy it for like $8. It's like $8 for shipping is what they charge. It's like almost nothing. And I still have it. It's a double-sided marquee poster. It's I've had it ever since. And I fucking love it because I'm just like, if the movie never comes out, there's gonna be a goddamn collector's item because it's just not gonna exist. I love it.
Yeah. Yeah,
man. It was the action was well done.
What was this? PG-13?
Yeah, it was PG-13.
So I didn't mean to cut you up. They really, and I liked the movie, but they really should have went for a hard R and just went full blown horror.
Yeah,
because it was a toe in the water. They were going there, but then it kind of pulled back at times, and I think that really would have been good for word of mouth. Especially,
damn well there's going to be an R-rated cut out there somewhere that's going to come out, like an unrated, or they always push out. They want more butts in the seats, so they always push out at the last minute. They show PG-13. They do it every time with these comic book movies.
Well, to me, with this one, I would have liked to seen a hard R because it was the last Fox movie, and we've got R-rated, like Logan and Deadpool. I don't want, and this is the thing, is everybody, a lot of people that I've kind of gone through comment threads and said we're shitting on it was the characters weren't, like nobody knew the characters were. I'm like, well, it's an obscure team, I mean, that's the problem with what we've been conditioned to from Marvel is, Marvel's like, bright, shiny, colorful, quip, green screen, quip. This had the green screen, but I mean, it was just, I don't know. It was different, and I liked it because it was darker tonally. And it was a little more aggressive as far as the violence went. It was a little more cerebral, which was a nice touch. And like I said, I thought the casting was well done. The Sam, and I can't think of the other guy's name. Was it Rodrigo? You know what I'm talking about? The one that
the rich Brazil kid.
Yeah, the Brazilian. Yeah. He was good. They were kind of like not mainline. They were kind of like, he was kind of off to the side, but when he got his shine, it was good. And like I said, Maisie Williams is decent. And was it Anna Taylor-Joy that played Magic? Is that her name?
Yeah.
Her accent was. Let me tell you, her Russian was not the best. Yeah, I could let it slide. For some potatoes and vodka.
It was on par with Elizabeth Olsen, I'd say.
Speaking of Elizabeth Olsen. Did y'all see that? Jesus, man. Oh God, these people on Twitter attacking Elizabeth Olsen.
Cancel culture.
What happened? I didn't see it.
So she was getting attacked because she didn't make a big public statement about Chadwick Boseman's passing. So people were just destroying her over it.
Can people grieve?
No.
Is it okay?
Nope.
I don't know about you, Pete, but whenever I find out that somebody died, like somebody that I know or somebody that is close to me, my first reaction is just stone face. Like just I shut down, and I usually don't say anything for like a couple of days or so.
You mean
I can even say anything at all?
You mean you don't make a crying video on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook for everybody to see?
Yeah.
No, I don't. That's why I wouldn't last 5 minutes in Hollywood, Nick. I deal with death differently than other people, and the way that people deal with death is something that's just kind of always puzzled me. I don't know, maybe I'm autistic or something, but it takes me a while to process grief, and I process it differently from anybody, and I try not to be. I don't want to say the same thing that everybody else is. I want to say something that is genuine, or not say anything at all. And I believe that Elizabeth Olsen was probably the same way. She didn't want to say something and sound disingenuine, be a big fake.
Yeah, but I mean, the same thing happened with and I mean, you're allowed to grieve in any way you want. I mean, we all grieve differently, things like that. But I remember the same thing happened with the girl from Glee who died, she drowned, but while also having her kid. the SJW Twitter mafia went after one of her co-stars who didn't say anything.
Yeah,
I remember that.
And I was like, the fuck is wrong with you people?
Insane. That's the culture on Twitter, man. Is
and especially the Hollywood people where where every fucking thing they absolutely do is scrutinized. If you say the wrong thing, you're fucked. If you don't say anything, you're also fucked.
Yeah. Which do you want, the knife or the sword?
That's kind of the gist of it, and I think it's wrong because, once again, like, by her not saying anything, I mean, she's fine in that. That's entirely fine.
Yeah,
it's weird the way people are.
Yeah.
No one knows their relationship either.
Yeah,
they know what they see on screen, which is, I mean, Nick, you've edited video before. I mean, that's just minuscule compared to the time spent together, off the camera. Just you don't know what their relationship was.
I mean, you want to be like Madonna when Aretha Franklin died and show up out there on stage wearing dashikis and just look like a complete buffoon. I mean,
yeah, it's just it was ridiculous. Man, listen, motivation is always good for these. Twitter, like I said, you'll never find a more wretched hive of villainy and scum than Twitter. It's like Mos Eisley Cantina. It is. It's horrible. It really is. It's such a shithole. And like I said, man, these people like this that attack somebody.
Twitter needs to have a disclaimer. Ahead, Darby Dragons. Just leave it at that.
I mean, really, like I said, like you don't know the nature of Elizabeth Olsen and Chadwick Boseman's relationship. Maybe they talked a lot. But yeah, you grieve in your own way. You don't need to grieve in some preset, determined way that say, oh well, I need first somebody died. I need you to automatically tweet about it. Then release a video and cry on Instagram. And then well, it's like, no, I'm not Brie Larson. I'm not going to be a narcissist. And speaking of Brie Larson. Oh boy, you know what, guys? We are just about to that point of the program where I have to remind you, as always, please, gentlemen, except for Nick can touch whatever he wants. Keep your hands inside the ride. Make sure all seat backs and tray tables are in their upright position. Your seat belts are fastened because we are about to take off, much to the behest of my troll, Deshaun. I see you, fool. We are going to take that trip inside Brie Larson.
Hi. Hello. I'm starting a YouTube channel.
Hi, I'm Brie Larson, and I'm here. Nick, did you burn the pot roast?
No, I didn't burn the pot roast.
I'll block Captain Karen's head. Oh shit. So we are inside Brie Larson, and that means we are going to talk a little bit here just quickly about a few. There he is. There we go. We got him back now. We got Jeff was like, I ain't going inside Brie Larson. I'm getting out of here. We're pulling you back. Every time I think I'm out, they pull me back in. So here we are. We're going to go over to CBR, I believe it is, and just take a quick look at this article so we have a baseline for the conversation here about Brie Larson being asked to dress sexier for a film audition. And
CBR, Brie Larson's biggest fan.
I mean, she gets a little bit salty when you do that, right?
Oh yeah, every goddamn time.
That's no land for Brie. Did I just freeze and glitch out?
Yeah. There you go.
There we go.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay. That fucking. All right. So I'm not going to screen share this because this fucking website, this website's a hunk of shit. So we're on CBR, and fuck CBR first of all. Their website has too many pop-ups. But I'll just go through this real quick here. You guys have the link to the article. You guys out there listening, this is move along. There's nothing to see. You can only hear. You can just look at us because we're much more aesthetically pleasing to the eye than Brie
Every time you
Larson.
click on CBR, your computer gets crabs. Just saying.
It's like back in the day with LimeWire. It's like I wanted to download a Snoop Dogg song, and I gave my computer fucking AIDS. all because I wanted to drop it like I wanted to fucking drop it like it's hot. Now my computer's fucking Tom Hanks in Philadelphia.
Song. God damn it, Pete! All because you wanted to download the thong song, you gave your computer AIDS.
Listen. You leave Pete alone, right? He wanted to oil himself up and put on his sparkly thong and dance in the mirror. Okay, you give him a break.
Oh, baby. All right.
So he was going to be featured on Bob Sacamano's OnlyFans here tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, stay tuned in for that Bob Sacamano OnlyFans. That'll be live later. Oh. Well, oh God, Bob Sacamano on OnlyFans. I mean, Jesus, that's fucking terrifying. I mean, all things considered, because I mean, Bob is just Bob.
I want you to tell him what he has had.
Bob has had a lot of angel dust.
Bob Sacamano.
But so Brie Larson in one of her YouTube videos talks about she auditioned for a film where she would be playing the love interest. The producer said to me, "You're amazing. I love everything about it. Your comedic timing is great." Well, our survey showed that was a lie. "We just need you to come back dressed sexier." Larson said, "Hang on, I'll hire Gal Gadot." I mean, Larson said the producer asked her to come back in a tank top, a jean miniskirt with heels. "I had to make the decision. I'm broke. I need a job. What's it going to hurt to wear a jean miniskirt? But also it makes me uncomfortable being told how to dress sexily for a group of men."
You're playing the love interest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
you gotta look like the love interest. You gotta look like, you know, you're bonable, like you're available. You're kind of hoe bag. So, you know, fucking skirt up, bitch.
But the thing is, though, Brie Larson just is not my type.
No, I mean
nobody's type.
No,
she is such a stick in the fucking mud.
That is the thing with her. Yep. It says she returned dressed in the required outfit, only swapping out the heels for sneakers. When she returned, she noticed every other female actor auditioning for the role was dressed in the same outfit she was, with heels. "Are we here to act or play off dudes' fantasies?" she said. She was asked many, many times to come back in a jean miniskirt, which was not okay to her. Bitch, you're getting paid to do a job. Just put some heels on. And
yeah, they want to see how you look next to the dude, or how you're gonna look for the poster, or how you're gonna look in the movie for the trailer, so they can sell the shit and make more money and then make more movies. Like people keep forgetting it's show biz. They forget the biz part and only concentrate on the show. That's a fucking problem.
Oh God, Leo Red says more Brie.
Well, that's like, you know, I mean, shit, they just wanted me to, you know, audition for a movie where I'd be making hundreds, if not millions of dollars, hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars. I'll dress however the hell you want me to dress if you're going to pay me the money.
Yep.
I mean, for guys like us, it's like, we'll do that.
Yeah, exactly. You know, and it's one of those things where it's like you said in the article she was kind of broke. It's like, well, do what the fuck they ask. You know, you smile, be nice, play the goddamn part, and then when you get big enough, tell them to go fuck themselves. But until then, you're a lackey, and you're just, you know, you're a warm body. You're a meat puppet. Okay,
that's it.
Well, that's just like in the music business.
You just happy you got invited to the party.
Yeah, well, it's like in the music business. Until you make it big, you're basically doing what the studio tells you to do. But once you make it big, you can basically run your own show. But until then, it's like, shut the fuck up and do the job.
Well, that's why, and a good example of that, Jeff, that's funny you bring that up, is Pink, Alicia Moore. Now, when she first came out, her first single was that Most Guys, and she was dressed kind of like, I don't know, it was like White Destiny's Child, you know, trying to be like kind of urban. That's what she was trying to do.
Yeah, exactly.
And go with that whole, and I mean, I've always found her extremely attractive. But that's neither here nor there nor anywhere. But then her second album, it was a completely different feel, because that first album sold so good. So the second one came out, it was going to come out, and it was like, well, shit, she can do what she wants now. So that's why her style changed up, and she's a very talented fucking artist, you know, something that Brie Larson is not. But no,
well, that's just like a lot of people like in rock and roll, we're coming in and expecting to be like AC/DC, where they can basically write their own music. It's like, no, it doesn't work like that. Not until you reach, the legendary status like a band like AC/DC had.
Or you end up being Creed.
Oof.
Can you take me higher? Line. What's my fucking line? Jesus, Scott, you wrote the fucking song, didn't you? You drunk bastard.
I'll take the one down even worse. Candlebox.
Hey.
And then it's like every time he needs money, the Best of Creed, the 10th edition.
It's the same 6 songs, motherfucker.
Collective Soul.
God damn, you fucking stop it. First, Candlebox and Collective Soul.
I'm just shitting on Pete's whole world.
What about Live?
I don't like Live, but I swear
All
to
right,
God,
finally we found one.
I don't like Live. But one more word about fucking Candlebox.
You out of your goddamn mind. Son of a bitch!
Fucking Candlebox, goddamn. If you
I like to quote Riff Tracks as saying, somewhere softly, Candlebox is sucking.
Don't you say tantric. I'll stab somebody over that. Well, come on, let's be honest.
Wait, what if I say Stained? Are you a Stained fan as well, Pete?
No,
are you Stained fan?
I'm not emo enough. I mean, their first album was decent. Aaron Lewis he's another one, man. He went country, and I'm not a big country fan, but Aaron Lewis has a great fucking voice. And I was like, dude, you need to do something aside from whining and crying all the time on this goddamn microphone. I mean, stop.
Well,
man.
you found the right genre.
That guy could have done some just great rock albums if he'd just gotten into it.
Yeah.
Yep.
That was another thing. Yeah, he was dude. But no, just
guys like that could have brought back rock and roll, and they just didn't. It's like, why?
Because that country money is too good, man. That's why.
I'm fucking telling you, I guess. Shit.
Because he got hooked up with Fred Durst, and he ruins everything.
Oh, Fred Durst ruins everything he touches. I mean, look what he did to Britney Spears. He fucked Britney Spears, and she shaved her head and went nuts.
Yeah, man, that must have been some good dick.
It was either him or Eminem that did that to her. I'm not sure.
It was both. She got both ends of the spectrum. She couldn't take it.
The only thing that Fred Durst did that was good was that cover of Behind Blue Eyes. I will give the man that. That was a damn good cover.
Yes.
He also did the cover of
that. Proves he can. That just proves he can sing, and it's like, dude, you can actually sing.
You know what, Jeff? Watch that movie, The Fanatic, and then get back to me.
He also I think he also was in a movie or made a movie called Population 436 or something. It's an independent movie. It's not very good. But he's in it. Yeah, exactly.
The Fanatics of the other independent movie he did with John Travolta, where John Travolta played an autistic person. You watched that?
Oh yeah. I remember hearing about that.
That movie will change your life. It's
like a dumpster fire.
It's so bad, it's wonderful.
Oh my God.
Wonderful. It's a great fucking movie.
The best role Fred Durst has ever played was in that commercial where he bought his car. He bought that car from that girl because the Limp Bizkit fucking CD was stuck in it. She wanted to sell it. Remember, he was crossing the road and he saw it and he ended up buying the car. Fucking did it all for the nookie. Holy shit!
God, I remember every fucking white boy in my school had that goddamn white shirt, jeans, backward red cap. I was like, all of you motherfuckers look the exact same. None of you are getting any ass right now.
I still have the red Yankees hat.
Hey, at least you're not rocking it right now. You're okay.
To be fair,
the only good single off that album was Break Stuff. I still like that song.
Oh yeah,
dude. There's just days where I just play that song because I'm ready to knock someone the fuck out.
All of them looking like Dennis the Menace tried to be a gangster rapper.
Now, god damn it. That son of a bitch.
Now, to be fair.
To be fair.
To be fair.
I bought the beer at 11:15. No, you said you bought the beer at 12:15. No, I bought I'm a New York Yankees fan, so I had a matching hat and jersey before that bullshit came out.
Okay, all right, that's
I did, but I did afterwards. I was like,
Yankees fan.
I know I'm always wearing a Tigers hat, but I'm a Yankees fan. I like winning. You know, I do. I'll sell my soul for winning. I mean, I live in Michigan and I'm an Ohio State fan. That's why me and Loudy get along so well. when he found out I was a he goes, "You're a legit Buckeyes fan?" I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "You go to school there?" I'm like, "No." I said, "My grandma's originally from Columbus." I said, I like I said, "I've always liked Ohio State football, man. I'm not like I don't follow basketball or anything." And I was like, "I like their football team, and plus, fuck U of M." So. And fuck Michigan State. So I like to see Ohio State beat the shit out of them both. It's great. So, but no, man. I had my Yankees hat for a long time, and I was never a Fred Durst. No, I was more of a DMX kind of guy than Fred Durst. Let's be. I mean, I had like a 26 inch.
DMX could really do is just yell. Really,
his dude. I will say this.
Loud.
That man puts on a hell of a show. Let's continue this, but first, we're gonna get out of Brie Larson because I'm getting stuck to the walls here.
Hi. Hello. I'm starting a YouTube channel.
Oh, there. I gotta find myself off.
Why does it smell like cold cuts?
45.
Smell like
Go get some cold cuts today.
I feel like the floor of a taxi cab.
Oh, ow.
I think it smells like Gwyneth Paltrow's candles.
I think it smells like Candlebox.
Oh, that.
Two chops to the throat. Two chops to the damn throat.
Lavelle, I'm gonna send Lavelle after your ass.
I hate the smell of Brie Larson in the morning. It smells like defeat.
I don't know what's worse, napalm or Brie Larson. I don't know. You tell me.
I don't know. Is it defeat or her
We say in the Marine Corps, napalm sticks to kids.
Oh my god!
Full Metal
I
Jacket.
shit you not.
Oh my god!
I shit you not.
Full Metal Jacket. One of my favorite movies.
Oh, the
How do you
terrible
shoot?
shit we would see.
How do you shoot so many innocent women and children? The trick is you don't lead them as much. Da, 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 da. Get some. Da, 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 da. I'm like, oh my.
Hey, more hell!
That fucking movie.
The funny part is, I went to Marine Corps boot camp expecting it to be like Full Metal Jacket. I was a little bit disappointed.
No, yeah,
but on the other hand, it exceeded my expectations.
Yeah, when I went to boot camp, it was more like an episode of Gomer Pyle.
But no,
God.
you can have no shame in the Marine Corps after you are forced to shave by the numbers like you don't know what you're doing with 80 other guys. Shame goes out the freaking window.
Yep.
Yeah. So we were going to talk about the New Mutants here, but fuck it. We've got a bigger thing. We're going to rate our top 5 out of the Fox Marvel X-Men universe. Now, these movies to me, all right, now comparatively speaking to the MCU, were all of these successful? No, they were not. Were all of them fun? They had some aspects. I like these tonally more than I do the MCU for one reason, because they're darker, they're serious at times. You know, the MCU, I'm not saying I don't like the MCU, because I do. I really do. You know, I'm a fan of the MCU, you know, but there's a point where you're like, enough is enough. Can you give me something different that's not paint by numbers every time? And that was the thing with these X-Men movies. And some of them failed, but at least they took a chance. They tried. And I
played.
Yeah, I can respect that, you know. But no, these, you know, the Fox movies. So Adam, why don't you go ahead and give us your top 5?
I will gladly do that, sir. And mine's going to be kind of controversial, but you know what? You guys know me. I'm Adam. I don't give a fuck. All right. So I'm going to go from 5 to 1. All right. So I'm going to go in reverse order here. So my number 5 on the list, we were asked to pick 5. My number 5 is X-Men First Class. Actually, I like First Class a lot. I like the casting choices that they did. I like that they changed the costumes. I like that it was a brighter movie compared to a lot of the other ones. I liked what they were trying to set up more than the outcome that we got. Okay. It showed signs of promise. Eventually we got kind of tired of that cast, but at first seemed like they were trying to start it all over again, and I was appreciating what they were doing. And I'll just leave it at that. Number 4, we were allowed to pick that because it was on our list of choices, was Deadpool. Deadpool, a lot of people, I remember saying when that came out, it was probably the best X-Men movie we had gotten so far because it actually felt like the comic. Everything was natural, you know what I mean? So it wasn't forced. Number 3 is Logan. And the reason that's my number 3 is as good of a movie as that is, it's not one that I like to watch repeatedly. It's a fantastic Sam Peckinpah style Western, but it's sad. And I don't want to watch it over and over again because I don't like to watch sad movies on repeat. But I'd be lying if I said that wasn't a fantastic performance, tight script, great, I should say performances. Patrick Stewart was on his A game in that one as well. Probably the last good thing that Patrick Stewart even did. And then,
yeah,
my number 2 would be the first X-Men movie. And I didn't know a whole lot about the X-Men going into it. I knew a little bit about Wolverine because of friends of mine had always told me about him. But I didn't go see the movie when it came out because I was kind of salty that movie had like taken away a lot of the thunder from the Phantom Menace and all that, you know. And I wasn't really a big superhero fan at the time. But I remember waiting at Circuit City back when those were open, and I was waiting for my my car stereo to get installed, and seeing part of that on the TV, and I couldn't take my eyes off of it. It was like the end of the movie, and I was like, wow, this is like a lot deeper than I expected it to be. I don't think anybody thought that a superhero movie could be taken seriously like that. And if you think about it, that's one of those ones that really made you change your mind about superhero movies in general, you know? So I thought it was really good, especially loved Hugh Jackman's Wolverine, and also one of my favorite villains of all time was Magneto. I think he was Ian McKellen as Magneto is one of the just perfect freaking villains out there. And my number 1 is actually X2, X-Men United, because X2 ranks up there with like The Godfather Part 2 and The Empire Strikes Back, where the sequel is pretty much better than the original. Like you know, most superhero franchises, when you think about them, like the first time you show a superhero movie, it can be good, but then the sequel, they either do one of two things. They do the same thing all over again, or something completely different, or they just take it to a new level where you didn't think they were going to go. And X-Men United wasn't afraid to take chances, and I appreciated the hell out of it. And I think, though the special effects don't hold up quite as well, I think the story does, and the performances too, and just the way everything is just like really, there's no time to breathe hardly in that movie. No, it's just nonstop, and it just takes you for a ride. So yeah, that would be my 5.
Okay. All right, Tony, what do you got, man? That was a good list, Adam. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
My 5 would be probably Deadpool 2. And then number 4 would be Days of Future Past. And specifically, I like the Rogue Cut. Then X2. Now, Logan, I've seen Logan. I've just seen it in bits and pieces, but I have seen the entire movie. So I'm going through the list here of actual Fox X-Men movies, and God, a lot of those were kind of drab to me, like The Last Stand and stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and put Logan as my second favorite, and then Deadpool is my first.
Okay. All right. Yep. All right. So you got both Deadpools. So are you like, do you now read the Deadpool books?
Not now. I remember God, when the character was first debuting years ago, I was, read a couple of the comic books then. I remember when he shot Spider-Man as well, but I kind of didn't get it into as many of Deadpool's books, but I'm a fan of the movies for sure.
Okay, I just wondered if you read the comics or not. I still haven't seen the second movie. I haven't seen the Deadpool 2.
Can I just say as well, I wanted to put the Wolverine on there. I just can't, because I loved the Japanese setting, and the movie was, it was a beautiful movie. I just thought the stealing the healing factor thing was kind of dumb, man. What the movie revolved around was a little dumb in my opinion, or that definitely probably would have taken Logan's place.
Okay. All right. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
Yep.
Nick, what do you got, my man?
All right. In no particular order, I just did
Yeah.
top 5 movies. Deadpool 2, Logan,
Okay.
X-Men 1,
Mm-hmm.
and First Class. That's what I got.
Okay.
Yeah, because I love the Deadpool movies. I thought two was not better than 1, but it was at least comparable.
Mm-hmm.
And I loved the rated R aspect, and I loved that Ryan Reynolds fought for those, and they were damn good, entertaining movies. I actually bought both of them on like the unrated Blu-rays or whatever they were.
Mm-hmm.
I watched them repeatedly. They're really good. Logan was a nice kick to the face because of just having these like not so good X-Men movies and having, in my opinion, the last 2 Wolverine movies not being that good.
Yeah.
And this one being dark and gritty, and him and it being very violent. And I was just kind of like, this is the one I wanted. This is the way he should be.
Yeah.
I love that aspect of him and Xavier just being crushed. The old dude is like, fuck you. All right, finally, it's like, all right, I get it. That's what I loved about that. They just hated each other, but they needed each other to survive. I loved it. Yeah, it was just a lot of fun.
The grumpy old superheroes,
dude. Yeah, it was hilarious. It was hilarious for that aspect. I really did like it. The first X-Men, because you gotta respect the first one because they at least tried.
Yep.
And First Class because it was a lot of fun. I really did enjoy that one a lot.
Yes.
But yeah, that's my 5.
All right, thank you, sir. Thank you very much, Jeff. What do you got, my man?
All right, number 5. I'm probably gonna put Days of Future Past. I actually liked the movie. I thought it was a really good concept to tie both the First Class cast and the original cast together.
Mm-hmm.
At number 4, I will probably put First Class because the casting for Magneto and Xavier was spot on. I love James McAvoy.
Mm-hmm.
He's great. Number 3, probably put Deadpool because Ryan Reynolds, they finally put him in the correct suit. That was awesome. Number 2, I will probably have to go X-Men number 2 because, like someone else said, it completely outdid number 1, and it set up such a great 3, and they so blew it, which pissed me off. It was the great setup for Dark Phoenix, and they just completely wrecked that. Not only did they wreck it the first time, they wrecked it the second time.
Yeah.
God, that pissed me off.
It's told the same joke twice.
Yeah, and then number 1 is going to be Logan because, my God, was Hugh Jackman. That was of course, like someone else said, Patrick Stewart's probably the last best thing he ever did because Picard. Now, God, what a disappointment.
I was gonna say, share.
Yeah, Logan's my number 1.
Yeah, excellent, man.
Yeah, pretty much. But no, Logan took the cake because, my God, that was a great old man Logan story.
Mm-hmm.
And they brought in the female Wolverine, but did it in such a great way that she didn't overshadow Logan, but she complimented him, which was fantastic. And I actually want to see her as the female Wolverine.
I would be perfectly
because they did such a great handoff.
Mm-hmm.
Because they did such a great handoff. Like, okay, it's a great swan song and a passing of the torch movie all wrapped up into one.
And they did it right.
You don't see that very often anymore. Yeah, they did exactly right. Like, I want to see that little girl grown up as, Project, what was it, X-21? Yeah, I want to see her.
X-23.
Yeah, X-23, yep.
Or X-23, sorry. I need the number right. But I would love to see a young X-23 because with her, it was a great setup. I would be totally okay with it.
It was good that actress that they had, her name eludes me. It was great casting for that too. Like that was that movie was James Mangold did a brilliant job with that. But yeah, so good, nice list, very nice. All right, so here are mine. Number 5, X-Men: Days of Future Past. I like everybody said that's mentioned that one. I like the concept. I like what they did. I like how they made it work. It was tough for me to go between that one and X-Men First Class because I own most of these, and I really dug the recasting of McAvoy and Fassbender as Professor X and Magneto. They were a perfect replacement for McClellan and I almost called him Picard, Patrick Stewart. And number 4 is the Wolverine. That's the aesthetics of the movie. I Wolverine has always been one of my favorite characters since I started watching the X-Men cartoon as a kid. Number 3, X2. That one, fucking solid movie. Number 2 on the list is Logan. I bought this last year, and I've seen it like 3 times. And my wife had never seen it. We put it on, and I let my 5-year-old watch it. Not sure whether I'm parent of the year or not a great, but no, we were watching. Like, oh, I did a drink. I was like, it'll be fine. He's watched worse. So she's like, what am I? Nothing. Don't worry about it. He watched it. He loved it. He had
4
fun.
years old when I saw Halloween. So
yeah, he watched. He watched Halloween 4 with me like a year ago and was like sat through the whole movie. So I was like, he's a G.
Yeah, I mean, Adam hasn't been,
Aliens at 4. I watched,
Yep.
Total Recall at 5.
Yep.
Oh Jesus.
Hit an alien.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Dude.
yeah. I mean, Adam.
And of course, my balls dropped right then and there. I was like,
yeah. I mean, Adam watching Halloween at 4. I mean, he hasn't been caught yet. It's fine. It's okay. It's all good.
And my number 1 Fox X-Men movie is X-Men Dark Phoenix. No, I'm just kidding. No,
hey, you love what you love, bro.
No, it's the original X-Men movie. I just, that one will always resonate with me, is because it was like getting to see that in the theater. As I was 20 when that came out, and it was like, watching the cartoon, being younger, and then seeing the movie was like, this is freaking great, and like Adam alluded to earlier, it was right after, the Phantom Menace. So I was like, I got a new Star Wars movie, and I got to see the X-Men, in live action. I was like, it didn't get any better than that, for me. So that was my top 5 right there.
Can you believe that the Phantom Menace and X-Men and the Matrix all came out within months of each other?
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, look,
and then, one of the best.
What the hell happened, man?
And then 2019 is like, well, here's X-Men Dark Phoenix. Here's Charlie's Angels and Terminator Dark Fate.
Here's Black Christmas.
Yeah. Well, I mean, 3. Yeah. Hollywood made 3 bets, and they won big, and they've never done it again.
No.
Well, I mean, they did it once again with John Wick, but that was years ago.
Also, I'm surprised.
Here's the thing with the X-Men movies: if Wolverine had done a better Deadpool, like the origin Wolverine, that would probably be my number 1 movie. It's just I couldn't stand what they did to Deadpool in that movie.
That
drives me up.
Did that movie have any redeeming quality at all? No, it did not. Other than the great memes that we got. But hey, I'm surprised nobody mentioned Apocalypse. Nobody loves Apocalypse.
Dude, the only thing, I was watching Apocalypse the other day. The only thing I like about that movie is Olivia Munn in that fucking Psylocke outfit. God, damn. God damn. I don't care if she's a fake nerd. I don't care how fucking bad of an actor she is. I don't need you to talk. I don't need you to do nothing. Just let me look at you. Just let me look at you. Come here. Just come here. Let me holler.
Hey, I liked that one Head and Shoulders commercial she was in with, the nerdy guy.
Yes.
It's like,
yes.
Oh, she's even hot doing that.
I know. God damn. Like, was she was like Attack of the Show with what's that? Was his name Adam?
Yeah.
Yep. And yeah, man, that was, yeah, she really didn't do much as Psylocke. They're I don't know, but
the problem is they tried to cram way too much into Apocalypse.
Yeah. Oh God, yeah.
Well, also they put Oscar Isaac under 10 pounds of makeup, and you didn't know who the fuck he was. Like you knew he was in the first few minutes, and it's like, why is he here? Like, why did they even get him if they're gonna put him under that much makeup? Like, I don't get it.
It's like when they shoved Idris Elba.
You could have had Apocalypse in the background the entire movie and just had his 4 horsemen. You could have had a great movie right there, and set up another movie with actually where you fight Apocalypse.
It's like when they shoved Idris Elba into the very end of Star Trek Beyond, and nobody remembers he was even in the movie because he had that much fucking makeup on, and then he's got this distorted accent. It's like you could have hired a set crew member and put him in the makeup and saved yourself at least $1 million, couple $1 million. But Nah, it'll be fine.
Was that one of the Abrams movies?
Yeah. Well, no, it was
the third one.
It was the one that wasn't directed by Abrams. It was directed by the Fast and Furious guy. But yeah, Beyond was the last Chris Pine.
Justin Lee.
Yeah, Justin Lee. It was the last Chris Pine Star Trek movie that came into theaters. It's the one that the fans like, and it's the one that made the least amount of money.
It was to me it was shit. I didn't like it. I was like, what the fuck is this?
I thought it was okay.
Well, they took chances with it. I'll give them that. But it was like, really, you had to riff on the search for Spock and destroy the Enterprise again?
Yeah, that's what's getting really old to me, and that's the problem with all those Star Trek movies. I don't want to get too far off topic with this, but the Star Trek movies, the ones that are the most Star Trek are the ones that never do well because they don't work as movies. It works better as a TV show. It just always does, you know. So when they try to make it a movie, they have to make it not Star Trek as possible, and those are the only ones that are ever successful. So
no, I would say the Wrath of Khan and Undiscovered Country are very Star Trek. They just cover
Undiscovered Country
topics.
for sure. Yeah, Undiscovered Country for sure. But Wrath of Khan is not really a Star Trek movie. It's a submarine movie. It is. Well, it's a submarine versus battleship movie, and that's what I like about it. If you've ever seen the movie The Enemy, if you've ever seen
the battle of the
Enemy Below,
Matora Nebula is still one of the best space battles.
Right,
It's a cat and mouse fight the entire way through.
But if you've ever seen The Enemy Below, old World War II movie with Robert Mitchum, it's exactly the Wrath of Khan. It's the same concept, except they don't save the captain at the end. So.
Yeah, but I'm sorry. At first, I liked the second movie, Into Darkness, but then I watched it again. Yeah. The thing is, like, Into Darkness. Into Darkness, I'm gonna kind of sound like. Into Darkness, I'm gonna sound like Jeremy Griggs. At first, I liked it, and then I thought about it some, and I watched it again, and I absolutely hated it. Because they just took the Wrath of Khan and shit on it.
Wait, stop. You're in your stop. Turn the camera on, clap your hands, and say "car video," and then be like,
car video.
No, you gotta do it and be like,
car video.
Wait, hang on, let me get my hat. Hang on, I gotta do it. Right?
Oh God, you gotta go get that.
Let me get my hat. Hang on.
Oh God.
Hang on, here we go. Here. You're all right. This is. I'll debut my Jeremy impression. All right, so, hey, I'm not a rich guy sitting in Hollywood. I'm just a guy sitting here at a house in Florida with a $60 webcam talking about Brie Larson. All right. I liked The Force Awakens when it first came out. I liked it. I did. But now I don't. I don't know what's going on. I'm hyped. I probably should have a drink. I've never had one in my life. I need one. It might calm me down. But really.
All right, guys. Hey, I got to step off for a minute because I got to make my delivery. So I'll be back in about 10 or 15.
All right, brother.
What's up, geeks and gamers? It's your boy Jeremy coming at you with another video.
Yeah.
We're gonna take a ride in the Z car.
So yeah. But no, I had to poke fun. I had to.
It's weird partying. It's weird trying to party with that guy because like he really hates alcohol. Like he really does. And I mean that's your preference, whatever. But it's kind of like, you know. I mean, I get you hate it, but like we like to drink. Just kind of, you know. I mean, just be cool with it. We want to hang with you, but don't just like as soon as he sees like a beer coming, he's like, I'm leaving. I'm like, all right, man. Damn. Okay. Shit. My bad. We're just trying to have a good time.
Yeah. That, you know, and I know wrestlers like that, you know, that were like straight, you know, completely straight edge, and that's fine. You know, I'm like, hey, I drink the entire fucking show. I drink after the show. I drink before I get to the venue. I'm like, that's how I fucking wrestle. That's how I compensate for the beating that I'm going to put my fucking body through, you know? And, you know, but these guys would, you know, someone would still go out and hang out at the bars after the show with us, you know, not, you know, they never complained about being around alcohol. They just didn't drink, you know? And it's like, it would be like, Jeremy, you know, it would kind of behoove you just to, you know, accommodate, you know, you don't get to hang out with these guys all the time. So it's like, you know, just, nobody's going to make them drink, you know, nobody's going to
never.
Oh yeah, exactly. So it's just like, dude, just chill, hang out, you know, have your water or soda, whatever you drink. I imagine he drinks a lot of Mountain Dew. He strikes me as the guy I drink a lot of Mountain Dew, Chip. I'm all hyped up. I'll fucking scissor kick you. I mean, he does. He just strikes me as that, like, he's very like amped all the time.
There's three people, Pete. There's people that drink, and then there's people that drink Yoo-Hoo, and then people that drink Mountain Dew. And Jeremy's a Yoo-Hoo guy.
Yeah, he is.
Oh no. I like Yoo-Hoo. It's a fine product.
Yoo-Hoo and Surge.
Surge. I've got cases of Surge safe in the 90s in a garage behind a K car. I hide it. You try to steal my fucking Surge.
Jeremy is what you call a character.
He is. He is a character. He is a fucking character.
Now he's a super nice guy in person.
Yeah.
Super nice guy.
Oh, I'm sure.
But it's just one of those things where it's like, you know, like being in person with him and then hanging out, and all of a sudden we're gonna, you know, like we're pulling a beer and he just like bolts. I'm just like, I get it, but come on. I understand your feelings for this, but like you've never hung out with us. Just do it. Come on now.
There's beer. Gotta go. Car video time.
Yeah, it's just kind of like, I will get you a sparkling water with a slice of lime. Just sit in the corner, you'll be all right.
Oh God! But
Have they made any version of White Claw yet? I'm asking for a friend.
No, I wish Horror Hound was here again, so you guys would come back.
Oh Jesus Christ,
guy!
Dude, we were preparing for the September one or the August one or whatever was going to happen, and then they fucking canceled as well. We're like, well, fuck this.
Yeah, no, because I know Jeff wants to meet the little guy Ethan, but it's just like, well, damn, you guys ain't gonna be here, so you can't meet him.
Okay, yeah, dude. I mean, I think we have like one trip planned for the Star Trek convention in Vegas at the end of the year or something.
I want to go to that because I have a cousin and uncle who live in Vegas and a buddy of mine, so it's like, shit. I would love to go to Vegas,
I might go see family for a week beforehand and then drive to Vegas, or have one of them drive me there, and then go from there back to Atlanta. But I don't know. I'll figure it out and see what happens. Yeah, with that, because. I just want to travel and get the fuck out, man. I'm tired of this shit.
Well, this October I'm gonna be making some trips. I've got to go down to North Carolina so my mother can meet her grandson, and I got to see some family friends who just had a baby themselves, and I got to go to Pennsylvania so the rest of the family can meet. Then I got to swing through Ohio to see a buddy of mine. Then I come back, and then a buddy of mine's flying out from Vegas to come meet my son. So it's like, God, I'm eating up all my vacation time in October.
Yeah, I feel you, man.
I'm just waiting to come down to, like, I was telling the wife that I was like, we got to go to Tennessee. She's like, okay. So we already got a place to stay. I already got a place to stay. So we're gonna.
Which way are you going down? Which way are you going down Tennessee?
I usually go straight down 75 through Ohio, and I cut around.
If you're gonna come through 65, you can swing by Columbus. I'm right along the way.
I could do that. I don't care. It doesn't matter to me.
I-65.
Yeah.
I-65 going towards Louisville. If you swing into Columbus, Indiana, you can meet me, man. I live right off it.
Well, fuck it. It'll be a fucking two. My wife's gonna be like, "What are we doing?" I'm like, "Don't fucking worry about it."
A lot of stops.
Yeah, we got a few stops to make. We got a few stops to make on the way down.
Okay.
I said, look, number one, we're going to Tennessee. I said, number two, for Loudy's wedding next year, I said, we gotta come in like 7 days early. She was like, I'm not taking that much vacation time. I said, well, I guess I'm fucking going by myself then for a week. She goes, isn't the wedding just on? I said, well, look, I'm like, I got shit to do. She's like, what? I'm like, I'm going to go to Kokomo. I'm actually going to, me and Jared from the wrestling show might actually drive to Kokomo, Indiana.
That's not too far away from me.
Aruba, Jamaica.
Ooh, I want to take it to Bermuda, Bahama, come on, right strike.
No, my wife was like, I want to go to Kokomo. It's like, okay, get in the car. She just looked at me. It's like, I hate you. I'm like, I know.
But no, so we're gonna go to that toy store down there, and
that's where you wanna go.
That was one of my favorite parts about doing my Is It Woke for Space Force was editing that Steve Carell scene where he was singing Kokomo, because like that was like probably one of like my favorite scenes to edit was that. But
that made me want to watch the show.
The show was good. I can't wait for season 2.
I actually sat down and watched the show. The first 2 episodes were like really fucking boring, but then it picks up and gets funny. And I was worried it was going to be woke.
Hell, if I wasn't so old and decrepit, I'd join the Space Force.
The thing is, he does riff on Trump, but he riffs on everybody.
It is.
He does.
He does.
He rips on Pelosi. He rips on everybody.
Oh, that
he
Congress.
holds no punches.
That Congresswoman named AUC. I'm just like,
yeah.
It's like a carbon.
More on the nose,
it's a carbon copy.
Oh God! Actually, my
and the old Congresswoman he hugs, that's supposed to be Pelosi, and I was just sitting there just snickering, like, oh, that's so fucking great.
Oh, it was.
What was it? My niece, who actually graduated from the Air Force, is part of the Space Force now because that's like she's the first one that started that gets to be in it. So
okay.
If we ever make first contact and they get a weird call, you guys will probably know.
Nice. Hey man, money's kidnapped alien.
The funniest part is when they announced the Space Force. On one hand, I'm like, oh my God, that is so dumb. But on the other hand, it makes sense because it just makes sense to have a different, branch cover something different.
Oh yeah, but have you seen the logo? It's the fucking Star Trek.
Yeah,
logo.
I know.
The thing is though, Star Trek riffed on
NASA. Yeah. That's why a Space Force can get away with it because Starfleet is actually supposed to be a derivative of NASA, according to the.
NASA with the Navy thrown in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just to get a little bit off topic, everybody says, "Oh, Starfleet's not a military," and I'm like, okay, why was Jim Kirk court-martialed not once but twice in the original series?
Oh no, it's a military. It is.
It's like anybody who says it's anti-military, it's like, okay, so why would a civilian force be conducting espionage? Explain that one to me. Star Trek fans can never answer that one.
Yeah, and why do they have photon torpedoes and phasers?
Why do they have weapons?
Why are they wearing uniforms and they have ranks?
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
And civilians don't have ranks. We're just people. we're just ants, Jim. We're ants at a picnic. That's all we are.
I'll be right back, ants.
All right, man. But seriously, that Space Force show, like I said, I'm looking forward to season 2 of that one. It was great, and I really like Steve Carell. I do. Some of the best scenes in that were with the Joint Chiefs of Staff.
Oh God.
With Jane Lynch. I love it. She goes, if you call me, what does she say? If you call me ma'am one more time, she goes, I'm gonna fuck you in the ass. I'm like,
I love Jane Lynch so goddamn much. She's so fucking hilarious.
Oh, dude. Well, she was good with Carell in The 40-Year-Old Virgin because she was his boss at the electronics store. She's like trying to get him to be her friend with benefits. You just want to hook up, whatever, just fuck, I was like her fucking that show she used to have, the game show. Like Family Fun Night or whatever, where she'd have like the celebrities and like over to her house and they play those fucking games. Did you ever see that game show she did?
No, man, no.
Holy fuck, was that funny? It used to be on like NBC on Friday nights like a couple years ago. Yeah, I used to watch that. Me and the wife used to watch that. That was great. She's hilarious. They drink the whole time they're playing. I mean, it's like me, hosting a show normally. It was really except I'm two fisting them tonight. 2 cups of water.
There you go.
2 cups of water tonight. But no, that show, like Space Force, is good. That's one that, like I said, they need to get that second season out of that because it was well worth it. And
yeah, definitely.
Another show I just started to watch on Hulu. It was have you ever heard of Little Fires Everywhere?
No. What is that?
Witherspoon, Kerry Washington, Joshua Jackson that played Pacey on Dawson's Creek. Reese Witherspoon and him are like a married couple. They're very affluent. They're from like a rich neighborhood. Kerry Washington and her daughter are like homeless, and Reese Witherspoon kind of finds them. She has rental properties and hooks them up with a house, and they kind of intertwine each other's lives. But like one of Reese Witherspoon's daughters, they have 4. Well, she has 2 daughters and 2 sons, and they're this way upper class, like rich family, and their lives kind of become intertwined. And like the one daughter is a pyro. Oh yeah, dude. Like the one daughter is Reese Witherspoon's youngest daughter is like a fucking rebel. It's a really good show. Me and the wife made it through. There's only 1 season right now on Hulu. We watched that. I was kind of sitting out in the living room editing one night, and just so I wasn't stuck in here, and I had my headphones kind of half on and half off, and I was listening to it, and I got hooked into it. So I watched the whole first season, and I was like, this is a fucking solid show.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, I just finished the second season of Cobra Kai, and I was like, "Damn, this is really good." Netflix is definitely gonna fuck this up.
Yeah, Tony's been hard. I got that. That's on Netflix now. And me and the wife is like, okay, so we're done with little fires everywhere. We're gonna start watching Cobra Kai now because we're both Karate Kid fans. So
yeah, that second season is solid. A lot more action in it for sure. Okay. The ends on a cliffhanger, really good one. I do love the relationship between Johnny and LaRusso. God, forget his first name.
Daniel.
But Daniel, yeah.
It's all good, man.
Daniel-san.
Daniel-san.
I do love that, and then he's just them dealing with their lives and being older dudes and families and things like that, responsibilities. It's just kind of they do a wonderful dynamic with that, and you do get to see the other guys from Cobra Kai. They have a little meetup in a couple of the episodes that happen. Yeah. And it's very, it's one of those things where it's very jarring for Johnny and what happens with them and the things they got to deal with. I mean, I think it's a very smart written show, and they follow the dynamic of what happened in the movies and they add to it, and they really give you what exactly probably would happen in that situation had it been like in real life, whatever. But man, like they do such a good job with that. It's ridiculous. It's just, oh man, I hope
they don't change the characters that you knew from the movies. They're the same characters. They've had to adapt to the changing world around them, which is all reboots should be doing.
Yeah, and once again, I hope Netflix is not fucking up in the third season, but I think they probably will.
Don't go woke, or
they'll race swap Johnny in the middle of the fucking show. he's now a transgender fucking unicorn.
From what I understand, they have the third season shot already, and that's why I was surprised that YouTube canceled it or let it go, because from what I understand, the third season was ready to go and they were moving into production with the fourth season. So by Netflix not releasing season 3 until sometime next year, it's telling me they're going back, probably doing some reshoots, some rewrites.
Oh fuck.
I like the show right now because it has all perspectives in it. It has the newer perspective, then it has, Johnny's perspective. When they mention the gender spectrum, he tells them to shut up or just whatever.
Every time.
Yeah, so I hope they don't mess with that because it's perfectly seasoned how it is.
Yeah, it is, and I mean, once again, I mean, if they're gonna fuck with the third season. Fuck you, Netflix. I hope they're just gonna keep it in the can and making it one of those things where like they keep it until next year because they want everybody to think it's not done yet. I hope that they're just kind of canning it and then they're gonna they've already written and gonna shoot the fourth season or whatever, because like with things like that they shouldn't fuck with them. I mean, they're already gonna screw up Resident Evil, but they need to just kind of like give them money, give them more time, but let them do what they want to do. Yeah.
The only thing is, though, Nick, you can't really screw up which is already a dumpster fire.
I was going to say, screw up Resident Evil. Didn't Mila Jovovich already do that herself?
Yeah, she's like an older Brie Larson from, but from Eastern Europe. So
I can't even get. I love Mila Jovovich. I have since I saw The Fifth Element and Run Lola Run. Y'all remember Run Lola Run?
No,
that was the first thing I ever saw her in.
Hey, look, the Resident Evil movies, I know they're bad, but they're a good kind of bad. They're like a guilty pleasure for me. But I don't consider them like, oh my God, as good as the game or anything. I consider them their own beast. It's the only way you can look at the Resident Evil movies.
They're like Sharknadoes.
Yeah, well, not quite as bad as Sharknadoes, but yeah, Sharknadoes are damn sure. But it's just like, but you have to look at, like I said, Resident Evil movies, you have to look at them like they're their own separate beasts. Don't try to compare them to the games. They went off the rails long ago, and it's just better not to do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely.
They're just trying to make their own version of The Walking Dead. That's all it is.
Jesus, zombies! Bad, well, Walking Dead killed the zombie genre. It's dead in the water.
They turned it into guiding light. Is what they did.
Yeah, the problem I had with Walking Dead, I got about 4 episodes in and was like, this is just so stupid, and just stopped watching it.
Well, I mean, the whole show, the whole industry that was behind it is gone, because I think the conventions last year quit because like they weren't paying the celebrities or anybody at all. They weren't paying anybody.
Oh,
and
Walker Stalker.
Walker Stalker, and to get in was like $45 for a day for one day. And mind you, all there was zombie shit from front to back, left to right. All there fucking was, and it was goddamn boring. I took a chance and went in one day, and I was like, wow, I want my money back. But luckily, when I got in there, it was like kind of closing, so I kind of snuck in. The lady let me sneak in, nice. But I saw it, and I was like, this is fucking bullshit, man. There's nothing here at all. And oh man, but yeah, they were even gonna do like a Walker Stalker cruise, but that never went anywhere because do you want to be stuck on a boat with fake zombies for 7 days? No, I think not.
No. Dude, Nick, there's nothing more depressing than a sad convention, man. You know what I mean? Like, really, a convention that thinks it's going to be something, and then you show up and it's like, oh wow, you really shouldn't have.
Oh god, well, if anybody who's about 30 years old who lives in Kentucky knows, there's a convention called Fandom Fest. Or Fright Night Film Fest. You know what it is. You know what I'm talking about, and you know what they are. Those I love this conventions kind of like in a weird way. Like they're bastard children, but I still love them because I met a lot of good friends through them, and I had a lot of really fun wild parties those nights. But goddamn, those conventions were like the worst ones ever run ever. Oof. Oh my god, you're talking like a drunk monkey trying to run a convention. That's what it was.
Oh Jesus, help me, Rhonda.
Yeah, dude. Me and Jeff and the guys have been to Horror Hound, and even them doing it for 10 years don't know what the fuck they're doing still. But Fandom Fest and Fright Night Film Fest, they never knew what the fuck they were doing ever.
Oh god.
Yeah, there's one convention that I did that was actually run correctly, and people were pleasant, and they were good, and everything was on point. It was called Scarefest in, I think, Louisville, Kentucky.
Mm-hmm.
Or Lexington, Kentucky. It was like Scarefest 5 and 6 were run by wonderful group of people. Met some people through that were also really well done. It was the organizers, like everything was awesome with that. And then like the lady who ran it got greedy and said, "Well, I don't need this many people to run it. I'm gonna do it myself." And then like fucking dumpster fire.
Yeah, it probably fell apart, didn't it?
Yeah. So I mean, like you have these people who are willing to take free time out of their day and their jobs and to do this and do it out of love, but you're gonna shit on them. Like it was horrible.
See that one? There was a small one here where I live. Right, there'd never been one, and they had this brand new gorgeous event center built here that a friend of mine spearheaded, and he runs. And they had they call it Houghton Lake Con. It was in 2019, and MJ and I were there. There was a podcast already set up to be like doing their show there. And they didn't show up, so they gave us their table, which was right inside the main door, and we were right across from like the Ghostbusters, which was kind of neat because there's like a Grayling Ghostbusters chapter up here, and they don't have like an Ecto, they've got like a hearse, kind of like the 2016 movie, but the guys are super cool. They have a huge inflatable marshmallow man. They've got legit like proton packs. Like nice. there's still pictures.
Oh, we saw a couple of those guys at the last Horror Hound, didn't we, Nick?
Yeah. I mean, no, they had their own Vigo painting that was like life size. It was fucking awesome.
Oh, it was amazing. And I got to hold one of like guys like, hey, can I check that out? Like, hold me. He's like, yeah, sure, just don't do anything with it. I got to hold it. Like, oh my god, this thing's hefty. He's like, I like someone stolen with this.
Like if whenever I get a good amount of money, like at least $2,000, I want to spend that to buy a proton pack, a proper working lights, sounds, buttons working proton pack, and just have it forever because like god damn it, I want one.
Oh dude, yeah,
I don't think they'll respect you if you don't build it.
You know what? I don't. You know what? I ain't got that kind of time or that kind of know-how.
Yep.
Like wire shit up. But like I can do that, but it'll take me 9 years to fucking do it. And by that time,
I told you when I was younger and much thinner, I tried to join the 501st, and I got rejected because parts, not all parts of my costume, were recycled from the Ruby's costumes.
Oh,
and then they looked on that like.
The 501st, like,
you can't wear the Ruby's costume.
Actually, I had a gunny who was part of the 501st. TK 2671 had movie quality stormtrooper armor. Wore it to every Star Wars premiere when they put Luke Skywalker's lightsaber that sent it up into space. He drove from San Diego, California to the launch site in his full armor on a motorcycle.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Wow.
That guy was hardcore.
That's commitment to the gimmick right there. That is fucking commitment to the gimmick. No, the 501st kicked out Ray Park, so that's all I'm saying.
Yeah, no, they don't let you in unless you build it. You know, you have to like grow the thread and then harvest the silk and then make the thread and fuck.
I love how they make this fucking show like we're a community. It's like no, you're elitist. You're an elitist goddamn costuming group. Like
no. They're a charity organization.
Oh
Nick.
bullshit!
It's all for charity. No, it's for snob and prestige. Fuck you,
Nick, remember we went to Star Wars Celebration 2018 and we ran into those they had those Mandalorians up there. They were offering like, hey, come on in, join us. We'll help you build your armor. We'll help you customize it. We'll give you tips and tricks. And I'm just like, holy crap, you guys are awesome. And if I had $2,000 to blow, that's what I would do. I'd build my own set of Mandalorian armor. And join guys like that who want you to come, who want you to join them.
Yep.
And I mean, like that's the main thing about any fandom community is like you need to have that thing. It's like, hey, you don't know about this thing? We'll ask questions. We'll answer them for you. And if you're interested, join. Get in our little Facebook group or message group, and we'll talk about all the nerdy shit all the time. And like we'll drink beers and play games and shit. You know, like come on.
We'll help you out. Teach you how to make your armor kit and stuff like that.
I think
that's freaking awesome.
I think the R2-D2 robotics community is like that too, where they're like, fuck, you want to give him a third arm? Fucking do it, whatever. Here's some basic instructions on how to make it out of fiberglass, out of whatever, paint it this way. Here's the remote control stuff, and there's things like that. Like that's what fandom communities need to be.
Mm-hmm.
Or there's that one X-wing squadron where they were all X-wing pilots, and they had some really good flight suits, and they're like, oh yeah, we have a Facebook, join on in, we'll tell you how to make the suit and all that stuff, and make it so it's like movie quality and all that, and you can make it out of your own parts. And I'm like, wow, you guys are committed, but you're more committed on bringing people in and having join instead of just being an elitist bunch of snooty, snobby assholes.
Yeah.
That's fine. You brought up the Mandalorian, Jeff. So that's a nice segue into the last topic of the night, which is Mandalorian and the Obi Wan Kenobi series.
Oh,
so
Mandalorian, I'm pumped for. Obi Wan, I'm kind of meh because it's mostly going to be flashbacks.
I know, but I'm sorry, man. I want to see. As pissed off as I am still about Birds of Prey with Ewan McGregor and his bullshit. He's Obi-Wan, man. He's
but I got something else to say when it comes to his divorce. It's over, Obi-Wan. You lost the high ground and half of your money.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Wait, hold on. Why did he get divorced? But please tell me he was banging Ray or whatever.
Mary Elizabeth Winstead.
No, it was because he was cheating on his wife.
Yeah.
And that's why I did Birds of Prey, to kind of try and repent and misogynistic, and it failed. And she took him for half of his Star Wars.
What is it we always say, Pete? The male feminists are always the ones that have something to hide or something to repent for. They've always got more skeletons in the closet than everybody else.
Hey,
this.
Hey, Ewan.
Now you have become the very thing you swore to destroy.
That meme went around.
You have done that yourself.
Those memes actually went around when that story broke, but I repeated that line of "It's over, Obi-Wan. You lost the high ground." I think I did that in it's either Doomcock or Neurotic group, and people were dying.
It's true, all of it.
He did, man. He was out virtue signaling, talking about male feminism. Then he had an affair with Mary Elizabeth Winstead, who was in Birds of Prey with him.
Yeah, and
like his kids were like,
half his fucking money.
His kids were like, yeah, fuck him. Fuck him for what he did to our mom. I was like, ooh.
Yeah,
hold it, Josh.
Even then, he was banging ugly at Mary Elizabeth Winstead, when she was not that cute. So
no, she wasn't even that good looking. I was like, oh, really, man? Like, damn, Ewan, like, come on, man. Like, I would at least bang what's his name? Female Juicy Smollett. Juicy with boobs.
Just remember, Pete, it could have been Arnold's housekeeper. He doesn't get much voice from that.
That's another one, dude. It's like you're Arnold, even
if
old
you're gonna
Arnold.
throw away all of your fortune, can you at least make it count?
He was banging Consuela from Family Guy.
Yeah.
Listen, man.
No.
Listen, man. Tacos are delicious. Okay.
Hey, did you guys hear about Arnold buying his own tank?
What? He bought a
Did you hear about
tank?
the story where Arnold? Yeah, he bought a
you,
fully
Nick.
functional like M48 without the gun working.
You're welcome.
And it's like he had that commercial. It's like you want to come out to my ranch and crush things with my tank? Pay money. It's like, wow, what a gimmick. But hey, whatever works.
Oh God, fucking Arnie.
I almost killed Adam
On
over
his
there.
own fucking
And
tank.
crushing your head, crushing your head, crushing your head.
Fucking kids in the hall.
No, you can look up Arnold Schwarzenegger tank. And it's just a whole fucking commercial. Like, I want to crush them on my last birthday cake. I crushed them. And I'm just
Oh
like,
my God.
wow. Arnold, how the mighty have fallen.
I don't know, man. I still party with the dude. You know he's gonna be a really sad drunk.
I still love the guy. I
But,
do.
like, you know.
But that whole bit there, man, I'm like, nah, bro. You done that to yourself. We can't bail you out of that one.
And even then, like if you're gonna bang somebody off of Birds of Prey, why not Margot Robbie? Why did you go for fucking Mary
That's a
Elizabeth?
special kind of crazy. I don't want to mess with, bro.
Hey man, hey, she was already what's her name? Margot Robbie's already Will Smith's boo at that point.
That's like see. I'm glad you noticed that too, because it's just like they had a thing during Focus, and then she was in fucking Suicide Squad. I'm just like, listen, there's something here.
Yep. Yep.
Oh,
they're not
speaking of Margot
just
Robbie,
friends.
did you guys see the new costume for what's her name? Harley Quinn, where she looks like she's in Injustice, and I'm like, holy shit! Why couldn't that have been the costume from the get-go?
Wait, was it the dress?
No, it was like the red leather suit. You know, it's kind of like the one from Injustice.
I'm gonna answer that for you, Jeff. David Ayers. That's your answer right there. David Ayers would not allow a normal costume.
Is that her costume from the Suicide Squad, the James Gunn one?
I don't know. I think so. It's the next Suicide Squad, but she looks like she stepped right out of Injustice, and I'm like, wow, that works.
Yeah, David Ayer has to take everything and make the Cholo version of everything that you see. So that's why you get crack bitch gangster ass Harley Quinn instead of Justice version.
God damn! I thought my comment about the tacos was bad. Jesus Christ!
All right, well, going back to the Mandalorian, I am psyched for it. I just really hope that they can keep up what they started, and even before all this shit happened with Gina Carino, I really want her to come back.
She is. She'll be back. Oh god damn.
Yeah, pretty much that costume.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? If Margot Robbie, were to come up with me in that costume, I'd be like, you know what? I'm gonna stick my dick in crazy. It's gonna be. I know what I'm doing.
Yep.
I'll just fuck it. I'll do it. It's fine. It's okay.
Nary a
okay.
single fuck was given that day, right?
It's okay.
On that day, Nick turned into the critical drinker because the first thing out of his mouth was, "Nah, it'll be fine." Fuck it. What a good.
I actually joined that group, the critical drinker group, and it's like, finish this statement. It's like, away now. And it's like, dude, it's go away now.
Go away now.
Yeah,
that's a guy I would love to do a live stream with, because he sounds like just a riot on air.
Well, he was on. Was it the High Council he was on?
I think so.
Yeah, it was a couple.
He was also on with. He's also done a couple of ones with Gary from Nerdrotic, and I've actually done a live stream with Gary. He's pretty cool too.
Yeah, Gary, I do. I really like Gary. He's so mellow, and like I said, he's kind of like the OG. He's like 50, He's got that, he's got that OG vibe to him, and he just seems like.
And the thing is,
finally, somebody in this collective that's older than me. Hallelujah! I'm no longer the oldest fuck in this group now.
And the funny thing is, it's like with Gary, he can actually talk about things from San Francisco, and I'm like, yeah, I've been there, I've done that. I know exactly what you're talking about because I grew up in the Bay Area, but I've been to San Francisco more times than I can count. And it's a shame what San Francisco has turned into these days. Sorry to go off on a side rant there, but
oh, you're fine, man. I'm good for cutaways too, so don't even worry about it.
Because oh my God, San Francisco! If you've never been there before all the needles and literal shit on the ground, such a beautiful city. Overpriced as all fucking get out, but a beautiful city.
See, my mom went there. She went there back in like the late 60s, and she said, she goes, her and my dad both like it was a shithole then, and it's kind of a shithole now, It just
but like in the 80s and 90s and the early 2000s, oh my God, it was beautiful.
Yeah. Yep. There's always your nicer areas where there's not.
I went there once with family in '89. I wasn't impressed.
When in '89? The question is, what date in '89 did you go? Because if it's
shit, it was like July. Yeah, it was like summer of '89. Yeah.
Okay, that's before the big earthquake happened.
Yeah, no, there was no earthquake there. Yeah, but it just, I don't know. Like there's some tourist towns that are fun to go to, and then there's some that's just like a tourist town that just needs a serious cleanup, and it needed it then. I can only imagine if it's worse than that now.
Oh, it's way worse. They have a poop patrol.
Oh boy.
We were talking about
around
that.
picking up shit.
Yep. Yeah, Gary had that in his video. I was like, oof, that's bad that they have to pay people.
No,
can you imagine doing that job?
If you go back to California, there's a city you need to go to, Monterey. If you've never been to Monterey, go there. Oh, it's awesome. Food is spectacular.
Monterey.
It's if you've seen Star Trek 4, you know the aquarium that they use is the Monterey Bay Aquarium.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I've seen Star Trek 4. It's been probably 20 years, but I've seen it.
Yeah, but the aquarium that they use, that's the Monterey Bay Aquarium. I used to have a membership there, so
nice.
And it's way better than it was in the 80s, but still, it's like, but no, the wharf they have, the walk up to the road leading up to the aquarium is just nothing but little shops. They have a fantastic saltwater taffy shop. Oh my gosh, some of the best saltwater taffy you'll ever have.
I fucking love saltwater taffy. It's horrible. I'm so anyway. God damn it. I got the
keep eating your gummy bears, all right? Calm down.
I fucking already ate like a whole one. That's like 4 doses. Anyway, I'll be asleep till next Tuesday.
Pete's like, my kingdom for some sugar babies, please.
Yeah. I was like, anyway. So you were talking about not wanting Mandalorian to jump the shark. So we this report here from the Diz Insider talks about there's advertisement exclusive footage of Ahsoka Tano. She's wearing a gray cloak. She'll be fighting 2 bounty hunter assassins. While the outlet states they know the location of where this takes place, they did decide to hint at the location. It's a very common location in Star Wars. You might go here to get a beverage, and it seems like they're referring to her being in the Mos Eisley Cantina on Tatooine. And also today they talked about Hayden Christensen returning as Anakin Skywalker or Darth Vader for the Obi Wan series, and it will be reported that
if they're doing flashbacks, they have to.
Yep, he'll be trying to hunt Obi Wan down, and we're gonna have Clone Commander Cody will be under Kenobi's commander in the Clone Wars. He'll appear in the series alongside his 212th Battalion. So yeah, Carano's back. For the Mandalorian, they're basically bringing back the main cast that's still alive. But yeah, I'm excited about season 2. See, I'm not an Ahsoka Tano fan though. I don't.
Yeah, I barely know who the character is. I don't really care.
I don't care about her.
I like the character, but it's like, well, the problem is that it's oversaturation with Dave Filoni. He wants her everywhere. It's like he's got a hard on for Ahsoka Tano. Like, dude, I know you made the character, but you don't need to shove her. You don't need to shoehorn her in everywhere you can possibly think of.
Yeah.
Plus, when they brought her back in Rebels, that was the biggest ass pull of the fucking century.
Well, yeah, that was the World Beyond Worlds thing in Rebels, correct? That was
and it was just like that. That was such an ass pull.
Yeah, I don't.
It's like he couldn't bear that she was dead, so he had to bring her back somehow.
Yeah, I don't. Like I said, I was just like, okay, so she supposedly exists in this universe, yet we've never seen her before in any of the films. That's why I don't think the cartoon should be part of canon. I don't. I don't think that the animated show should be fucking canonical. Like, to me, that makes no sense.
I do, just for the simple fact of they fill in so much of what happens in between the 2 movies and what happens in the dead time between 3 and 4.
It's a caveat.
It's the founding of the rebellion.
I know. I don't know. There's something about it.
Well, Boba Fett and General Grievous opened up the green light to do all that shit, so they're going to go as far with it as they possibly can.
I really wish we would have got that Mangold Fett movie. Now we're going to get a Leslie Headland fucking TV show about Boba Fett with a.
We're not getting that, Pete, because we're being punished because we didn't show up for Solo. So
what?
Well, apparently Boba Fett's supposed to show up in the second season for at least an episode or two.
Yeah, that's why they're gonna have.
And I swear to God, if they do what they were teasing about, where it's going to be a female who stole Boba Fett's armor and it's a female Boba Fett now, I will lose my fucking mind.
This is exactly what's gonna happen.
Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, and fuck you, I'm out.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's
if they do a female Boba Fett,
yeah, I don't see that benefiting anybody. Like you said, you've already got a female Mandalorian character, the armor that Emily Swallow. She's bad as fuck. Like she's bad.
You know who else is going to be showing up for a couple episodes? Bo-Katan, and I think they got Katie Sackhoff to come in and play her.
They did get Katie Sackhoff.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude.
Her. Yep.
Yeah. I mean,
is one of.
Yeah, I mean,
she's one of my crushes.
You want a strong female role that everybody loves.
She's
fucking
my
Katie
crush.
Sackhoff.
Yep.
Katie. You know, she is the strong female role.
Yeah.
And the fact they didn't have her for Captain Marvel pisses me off. It's just kind of like you had it right there. It was in front of you.
Wanted her for the role. That's what pisses me off even more.
Yeah.
Stan Lee went to bat for Katie Sackhoff.
Ugh.
Yeah, and then we got stuck with fucking Cat Pan Mediocre, played by Brie Larson.
And everybody says that, yeah, but the thing is, Katie Sackhoff also proves that you can gender swap a character and it actually fucking works.
Yep.
With Battlestar Galactica.
Yep.
I had no problem with her.
It's called good writing.
The minute I saw her as Starbuck, I was like, oh God, she's going to be. And then I saw her start talking and start somewhat acting like the original Starbuck. And I'm like, okay, I'm totally cool with this.
She did her own version of it too. She wasn't trying to copy Dirk Benedict. That's what I like about it.
Well, she wasn't completely Trump, but she was still trying to at least put in some of his mannerisms.
Well, she was trying to be that kind of a character, but her version of it. That's what I liked about, because Dirk Benedict in the original series, he never does anything wrong. Katie Sackhoff fucks up, gets drunk, gets thrown in jail, fights with people, does the wrong thing, and sleeps
with the wrong guys.
You know what I mean? She deals with her mistakes. So she's not a flawless character. That's why we like her. You know?
Oh, she's a career fuck up, and she knows it, but she still tries anyways.
Yep.
Yeah, she can play damn near any role. Like I said, I've really kind of fell in love with her in Longmire.
I haven't watched Longmire yet, but I heard she's absolutely amazing in that show.
Yep.
She is fucking incredible. That whole show, what's his name? Robert Taylor, that plays Walt Longmire. Yeah. He's great. She is phenomenal as Vic, his deputy.
I can't wait to see her in a set of Mandalorian armor.
I know.
My geek mode will go fucking berserk.
Yeah, dude.
Yep.
Geek meter will get pegged. And of course, my wife also loves Katie Sackhoff. And let's just say she walked in the room, says, "Who's first?" My wife and I would be fighting over it. So she's also pumped to see Katie Sackhoff in The Mandalorian.
Oh shit! So I think it's got potential, as long as they can keep Kennedy's hands away from it as much as possible, which it sounds like Favreau is doing a good job of.
Favreau has put his foot down against Kathleen Kennedy. It's like, look, just give me the money and shut the hell up.
Yep. We've got about a year left on her contract, I think it is. That 3-year extension she signed in late 2018.
Yeah, which is up in 2021. But here's what everybody keeps saying, oh, Disney's going to purge the woke and all that. And I'm just like, unless I actually see it, quote Al Pacino and Heat, don't waste my motherfucking time.
Yep. That's what I kind of said in my video when I talked about that. I was like, I was covering that Bounty in the Comics article is based on Doomcock Scoop. And it was like, it's a great idea. It's a great thought. Is it going to come to fruition right now? I don't know, but it would be fucking awesome if it did.
Edge where it's going to be, I think I'm more along the line of Midnight's Edge of they're going to tone it down because Disney's going to say, we are for profit and we want money. Thou shalt not lose us money.
Yep.
So I can see them toning down the rhetoric, and especially the whole clapping back at fans. It's like, these people pay our paychecks. Stop pissing them off.
Yeah, and that's I was gonna say that's one thing I do love about Midnight's Edge is they're pretty much right down the middle, and they're just it's fact. Here it is. This is where we're gonna lay it out, you know. And yeah, they were I think they were spot on with that. That's the way it should be, you know. Yeah, you need to listen to your fans. If the fans say, hey, we don't like this product, you don't just call them fucking names on Twitter and you know, oh, your sons are bitches.
Try to cram it down their throat even harder.
Well, after watching
what
what Jon Favreau's done with Iron Man and Mandalorian, and also the Orville, he directed a couple of the better episodes of the first season. The dude understands.
Didn't he direct?
He understands fandoms, and he also understands fans, and he also understands how science fiction works. You know what I mean? Like he knows how to play in the universes that are already there. You don't change it around. You do what's already been set up. So many of these directors come in and they want to give you their version of what they think you ought to like, and that's where these things always fall apart.
Yeah,
wheels fall off the bus there.
Yeah, but the thing is, with Mandalorian, you can tell Favreau is a fan himself. It's like, I love all these people. Oh, I'm a fan of the product, and they completely change it. And it's like, you're not a fucking fan, brah. I mean, it's okay to tinker with the formula, but you don't completely nuke it from orbit and try to insert your own.
Same with Orville. You watch a couple episodes of that, and you can tell the guy loves Star Trek. He understands how it worked. He understands how the stories were told. Yeah,
I mean, that's when you got like Gary from Neurotic says Orville is more Star Trek than Star Trek right now.
Yeah. That's 100% true. Yeah, it's the same good stories that you remember from The Next Generation or Deep Space Nine, except you just changed out a couple of the names, but essentially at its heart, it is 100% Star Trek.
And the thing with the Orville is it does give you a political point, but it lets you make up your own mind. It prevents both sides of the argument like TNG used to do, and then say, okay, fans, make up your own mind. We're not going to tell you what to think. Where a new Trek presents an argument and then tries to ram it down your throat. This is the correct way to think, and this is the only way to think.
That's, you know, and that's the way these companies operate now. It's just they're. But you know, I hope.
But going back to the Mandalorian, I love. Yeah, no, but when Kathleen Kennedy came out with that one article where she's like, we have to take a step back and realize there's 26,000 years of, you know, mythology there. It's like, oh, so you're actually going to acknowledge the EU that you said wasn't there 6 months ago? You
but
bitch.
They take from the EU what they want to use in the films, like the Dark Empire, the clone Palpatine shit they pulled in Rise of Skywalker, you know, the essence transfer.
Or the fact or as much as people think Dave Filoni's the greatest thing since sliced bread, it's like Dave Filoni's been doing that since the Clone Wars cartoon aired. He basically just picked and chose what he loved best, added in a few things, and everybody thinks, oh, he's such a great auteur, and it's like, no! There were books out for almost a decade before he showed up and pretty much rewrote the Clone Wars.
Yeah. I still haven't finished the Clone Wars show. I'm on season 4.
Oh my god. Shit, fuck ass. Sorry, someone in front of me is trying to do something really fucking stupid and they missed their exit and was trying to go across 3 lanes of traffic and now is only going 28 fucking miles an hour in a 50 zone. Jesus Christ, you're gonna get me goddamn killed.
Sons of bitches.
Stay alive out there, Jeff. Stay alive.
Just tell him.
Well,
fuck you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Road Rage, the podcast, brought to you by Itepakuyan.
Hi. Are you experiencing road rage? If you are, well, there's a few tricks you can use. I mean, the first thing you can do is you can rack your 12 gauge. The second thing you can do is tell the other driver,
go home and get your fucking shine box.
Yeah, sorry guys, driver Tourette's, but when people do something that crazy, it's like, oh shit, please don't hit each other. I'm going way too fast to the void. It'll just get ugly.
Oh no. But I think that I think this would be a good place to leave off for the week. I'd like to thank my panel, Groovinator from Raiders of Lost Flicks, Nik from of course, the world-class bullshitters, Geoff the Ironwolf, and Tony ToneDef had to jet, but he said goodbye to everyone. So yeah, I'd like to thank you guys, and remember, in a couple weeks we'll have Jennifer Thomas will be on the show with Nick, myself, and Jared the Barbarian. And yeah, we'll be next Monday will be Labor Day, isn't it? Isn't Monday Labor Day next week? Well, we're still doing a fucking show. We're doing a show. Come hell or high water. I believe Linkalex will be on next week.
Yeah, actually, yeah. Next Monday's Labor Day because Labor Day is that weekend. So yeah, that's what's happening.
Yep. Yeah. So yeah, he'll be on, and we'll figure out who else is going to be on next Monday with us. But yeah, so thank you everybody in the chat. Keely Chow, Manliness and Motivation was here. Flair X, Leo Red, welcome back, sir. Let's see who else was up in there. I saw Chris Wicks, Warlord, Titan Tiberius, changed his name to throw me off, but I still know who you are, sir. I got you. I'm sure my troll was here. Fallon was here earlier on from the Fandom Collective. Go over and check out the Fandom Collective. Good peeps over there, man. Good
Founding
peeps.
member right here. Founding member, this guy right here.
Yep. Speaking of which, Flipped Out will be back on here in a couple weeks. He will be appearing more regular. He will be appearing more regularly on the show now, as he is in the process of flipping his work schedule around, and so he will be available on more Monday nights. And I will be on a new project. I'm working on something with Nerdy Blurb TV, so you guys will get to experience that when that drops too. So I have been Etep Wakuian of the Place to Be Reviews. I have been here with all of yous, and remember, if I don't see you, have yourself